gotta put up Midge's stream so I can share it around. So I can share cheap ore.
We're recording. I've got Rivals chat up. I've got my chat up. Hello. We are good to go.
Oh, I'm so unprepared too. Oh god. Oh well. Fuck it.
Oh, there was the
Fuck it. We'll do it later.
There was the alert for Midge's stream. Right there on my phone.
Well, I was out shopping looking at shirts and ties and pants to see how much it was gonna be because I might get a new job where I have to wear those every day.
Oh boy, I had one of those jobs. I hated it.
Well,
if I had to wear a tie every day, I'd just hang myself with it.
I'm strangely at home in a suit, so
see, I don't mind wearing a suit.
I love a good suit.
Especially when it means I'll just be in AC all day. And, you know, well, just basically just be in AC all day. Or the heat during the winter.
Oh, for God's sake.
And the pay's really good. It's like $15 an hour.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
All right.
That's the minimum wage that Bernie Sanders wants you to have.
Well, it's the minimum wage a lot of states are going towards, because I know Illinois just passed a law not too long ago where they're building up to $15 an hour over the next like 2 years, something like that. 2021.
It's gonna get so expensive. It can be like $12 to buy a gallon of milk.
See, here's the thing though: is a lot of those is a lot. If it happens all in one go, then yes. But the thing is the cost of living has still gone. The cost of living has gone up where wages have not already.
Oh, you know.
And it hasn't been based, and if you use inflation as well to cap that and kind of adjust it, it's still going up faster than wages are going up by a lot. Wages have been mostly stagnant in many sectors for a long time.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, you've got to.
I mean, you're encouraging the cost of living to go up anyways because products are going to be.
If you tie it to inflation, if you tie the increase of the wages, if you bring it up to a level where it has a livable wage, and then you tie any any future increases to the minimum wage to inflation directly, then it should mitigate that problem.
It should, but that's not what they'll do.
Well, I mean,
that
is actually what a lot of states are doing. New York's doing that, where they're tying the new caps after the increase to $15 an hour to inflation. And I think so is one of those states where there's just a lot of mountain ski resorts. What is it?
Like Denver, Colorado.
Denver's not a state.
Sorry, Denver's not Colorado. I'm not from there, okay? I'm allowed
State of Denver.
Ignorant.
Like
I mean,
Vermont.
maybe it's
I think it's Vermont.
Probably
or,
Vermont. Ben and Jerry's land.
Yeah, you know the two I'm talking about up there. One of those two is doing that. I don't know if Illinois is tying theirs to inflation, but I know quite a few cities are also tying their increases to inflation as well. It's the best way to go about it. If you just have it so that like, oh, we do an increase every 10 years and something like that, we don't give a shit in between those 10 years, and you're just gonna have a point where, you know, there are places in the union where you can be paid as a server less than $4 an hour. You know?
Yeah.
And even with tips, that's pretty hard to manage.
Right, are we ready to go?
Assuming you're getting tipped like a lot of money.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
Sure.
I'm good. I was waiting for Rival to say he was up and running before we move forward.
Well, apparently I'm up and running, but it's not showing on my stream.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh no.
Has anybody got his stream up?
I've got it up and it's not showing.
Not showing?
Oh no.
Oh, did you do a test run? Because have you
Yes.
Because if you started a new thing, do you need a new stream key?
Nope.
Because you reinstalled everything.
Yeah.
And the new Windows stuff.
Yeah. Twitch is working, but YouTube is just refusing to do anything.
Have you checked on? Do you use Restream?
Yeah.
Have you checked that it's turned on Restream itself?
Yes, it is. I'm looking at it. That's the first thing I checked. That is literally the first thing I checked. But
Does it tell you why it's not sending on Restream?
No, it's sending to YouTube. It's just not sending to the right place.
Roach's face is just confusion.
So
No, you have got a stream live, but it's just not on the same. It's not under thing. It's streaming to YouTube Stream Now rather than YouTube events, I think.
Oh, so it's just the event thing mixed up.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you
it's
could
the
always
best
you
thing
could
now.
you could give a a bump on your Discord like that. This is where it's happening or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
can. So
No.
that's not an issue.
Yeah.
That's not, so you are streaming. Okay, so we can move forward.
Yeah, okay. I'm in the new one.
So, who wants to give the recap?
I'm happy to.
Someone else, because I'm
Yeah,
still trying to figure out
I'll
how
do it.
life works.
Okay, so last time on Sleeping Giants, we finished up the investigation of the island, and we discovered that, well, Sedna did something, we think, with the scales, and the curse of the island lifted. There was a big blue wave of energy that knocked some of us over. And when we finally got back outside, we realized that the curse had been lifted and the island was completely different. So completely different. Everything was dead and dying. Things that were things weren't things. Like the giant willow tree became loads and loads of standing stones that we sat and studied for a little while. The rivers were this poisonous black, and there was a stone bridge instead of the wooden bridge, and the river below was not rushing anymore, and it was all very peculiar. And we finally got back. We got back to the shore, and some of the crew had taken some casualties. Some of them had been hurt by the creatures, and we also found out that drinking the water turned people into the creatures. But safe to say, we got quickly off the island with our haul of money and went back to the ship. I managed to piss off Sedna a little bit, which I'm going to apologize to her in this episode. But Isaac went and did his dreamy thing. And in his dreamy thing, there was more than one person. Rather than the normal one person, there was a very powerful being in the dream with them, studying him like a human lie detector. The call was being monitored for training purposes. No. And it turns out that stuff is going down with Liban and Zagul. And it's big stuff, and apparently we've done enough to make the fact that Paylor is now kind of invested in the situation, and Isaac has been semi-cut off in that respect because of what's happened. Not necessarily his own fault, but the people he keeps with him's kind of... It's our collective responsibility. So...
Don't you blame Shift.
Hey!
Son of a bitch.
I'm just going by what the angels said.
You're from.
I'm just going with what the angels said. But his aunt managed to sneak him a vision post this discussion, and he marked on the map a place of interest, or he was advised for us to go there, and it was within the Grey Wastes, where essentially there's nothing, but that is where we might find Zagul and rectify the situation that us as a collective have brought upon the world. Other than that, we're still on the ship, and we are going to... Hold on, I can't remember what the bay is called, but we're going to a place. Funny that. We're going to... it's not that page. There's the Ring of Stones knowledge. Does anyone else have the info on what the place name is?
Just let me know when you want me to help you.
Yeah. We're going to this craggy bay full of outcropping and lots of sunken ships, which apparently scares a lot of the sailors, and they're a bit concerned that we're going there. And it's just off the bay coast of Gorgon, and I can't remember what the place is called. So do let me know.
Just his dad standing in the background, like
Hands on hip.
throws the door open, hands on hips, like, bitch, I'ma kill you.
Sorry about that.
All right. And
yeah.
and yes, the name of the place you're going is Prowbreaker Cove.
That's the one.
Yes.
So that's where we're at.
Or Broken Prow Cove. That's the other one. Broken Bow. It's got exchangeable names. People have used a lot of different ones.
Broken Back Mountain.
So yes, you are currently on board the ship. We have not gone over a day or anything like that. It is still the same day as before. And you've had a bit of a talk amongst yourselves about your future plans and where you want to go. Originally, you also were talking about trying to find a library or an area of a wealth of knowledge, and trying to find places to go to kind of research Zagul and the like. And you found a couple of options, including a big library in Kova, northern freeholds up near the First Kingdoms, where Isaac's from, and even one over in the Clan dynasty on the western coast of Aral. But that seems to have been tossed upside down with the vision that was given to Isaac, in which you have now been guided to the central plains of the Grey Waste. Or the Grey Wastes. Or just, it's got the S's. So yeah, what you're going to do with that, it's up to you. But the ship is currently setting sail for the location that the captain has indicated for them to go. And you have not been given any updates on the time that's going to take. They have told you, the individual that you talked to before did inform you that it's down the coast from Gorgon, but you're not sure how far down and exactly where.
They said like a day and a half trip, right?
Somewhere close to that, day and a half, 2 days on land. From south of Gorgon, but yeah, it'd take better part of a day and maybe two to get there on boat, because they're leaving the central Bay of Gold where the Jade Isles are to head back and down south a little. So that's what you know. So what would y'all like to do? And if there's any questions you have, Ustenia, since you weren't here last week, just ask, and we will update you.
Okay. Well, I think I get the general gist of it. We made God angry. We must go on quest to make God less angry.
Well, we made
I
Isaac's
got angry. It's definitely all Isaac's fault.
Yeah, it's Isaac's God. He's the only one.
Yeah, but
my god is just like, bro, I don't
You
give a
get
shit.
possessed by one little demon, and you never hear the last of it.
Yeah, this isn't on you at all, everyone. This is all Isaac.
It's also not me that the god has a vendetta for. Happens to be a
Sure
certain
does.
barbarian in the party.
Whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What you mean, barbarian? I am entirely educated.
We're not talking about Zagul. We're talking about your God.
Wait, what?
It's your god that's angry
No,
at you.
it's my god that's very concerned at what everything that's gone on. It doesn't seem. It's not my god's fault, though. I think it's quite right that he's concerned. I'm saying that if he is concerned, it is a major worry.
Gods just like to meddle in things. Can't leave well enough alone.
Well,
I mean, it's quite the opposite,
Mate.
but
it doesn't best do to anger the gods. I mean, we try to respect them all back at home, you know, and not upset them too much, because you don't want them in your business. They make mess of things. So, what is plan then? Are we go fix thing?
As soon as we're done with this, as soon as we're done with whatever we have to do at Prowbreaker Cove,
Okay, we do that, then we go do other things.
Also, Justinia, I suggest you keep that silvered longsword nearby. From what I was told from one of the crew, they seem to suspect there might be ghosts around.
Ghosts? Where? Where are the ghosts?
In Prowbreaker Cove.
Justinia, being an ancestor worshipper, certainly hates the idea of ghosts.
for
like,
a second, I just got
What?
an image of
What?
like Shaggy, but in
Zoinks!
step clothing.
The Zoinks!
Just this big
But it-
hulking version of Shaggy, just like, zoinks, bruh.
And then,
Well, yeah, and
then we
Scoob
got,
is his horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Your
Well,
horse is
no,
now
we've
called
already-
Scooby.
We've already got the dog, though. We've already got the dog.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
We got Barry.
Oh,
Zwings Bounty. Right.
What's the Scooby
Ghost?
Milk. We've already discovered that.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah.
I am.
Horse flesh. Horse jerky.
No, that means a Scooby snack is made of Scooby.
Yeah,
With
that's
that
the
logic.
theory.
Okay.
That's,
Super dark, boys.
but
why do you
that's
think there's
just a
only one dog who
theory.
can talk?
Right. Okay.
A game theory.
Uh,
God damn it.
I
In this
Isaac
case,
is
I
gonna
think it'd be a
go
film theory.
apologize to Sedna.
Okay.
Oh,
Last you saw of her, she had done her announcement to the crew, and then stepped back into her cabin. So are you?
I'm gonna go up.
and nobody's guarding the door or anything like that. Like everybody else is working on the ship, and you know, doing sailor shit.
Mm-hmm.
doing sailor shit.
Sailor shit.
It's a technical
shit.
term. The
They're
technical
pulling
term.
on ropes,
Yeah.
they're drinking some rum, you know.
Yeah. They're
Yes,
singing a
because all of
shanty.
The Navy just gets drunk every time. Like,
Hey, the Navy back in the 1700s. Remember, they had a grog ration.
they did, but that was
Well,
once a
it's
day,
all for
and you
an
weren't allowed to drink it while you're on duty or going on duty.
It was extremely watered down.
But no, grog was a mix of like it was a mix of like what was it, rum and so it was pretty alcoholic actually. It was
Yes,
it was
it was.
it was a pretty hearty drink. Like grog was that
Oh,
that was
pretty
pretty, that was some tough stuff.
Jolly, bro.
It's like it was an ale and rum, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
it
that
was
was ridiculous.
it was something just to, I think what was the theory? It started as a way of placating the crew so they wouldn't rise up when they were dying of scurvy. So it just you drink that and you just be like, oh, no, I feel good with the day. I'm just gonna pull those tooth out of my gums and just keep going. That was weird. Your door just opened, Midge, in a very like poltergeist kind of way.
It's probably the cat going, "Hey, is this open?
Probably.
Oh, great! I can
probably.
annoy him later."
It would have been better if you just said the door was latched. All right, so
What door?
so yeah, where we're going, we don't
Just
need
like-
doors. So you're going up and you're just knocking on the door
Yeah.
and trying to let okay. So yes, you go up, you knock on the door. A couple of seconds later, you hear a call from the inside. Set his voice a little bit muffled. And it's just come in.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay. Open the door. You've actually never been in her cabin. You've been in her day room, which is like she has like there's 2 decks to the back of the ship, and this is the lower one. This is where she spends most of her time. But when you entered to the ship and went in the back, you saw her her day room. This is like the one before, which had like maps and
Yeah.
and like
This
a
is
small couch.
more
and
her
stuff like
chamber.
that. Yeah, this is her. Yeah, this is her cabin essentially.
Why she disciplines the crew.
Send us
Look
into
at those eyes.
boys.
That face, Midge. That face. Yeah. So you enter, and what you see when you enter is a
It's completely
unlike
pink.
her.
Unicorns.
Midge has been a naughty boy. And he's about to be
It's
tiny.
just like. But you go in, and it's very different in terms of that her day room was a bit more sparse. There was decorations, but it was very themed, you could say. Whereas this seems to be it's a bit more cluttered. There's a lot of kind of reams of parchment off on one corner. There's there's some shelves that have books that are kind of stacked, but are like off to the side, like leaning a bit, where ones have been taken out and not been placed back. There's a couple. There's a lot of charts on her desk. You can see her bed off in the corner, and there's some candlelight is lighting the interior of this chamber, and she seems to be she's sitting behind a desk that's near kind of the rear window of the room, and in front of her is off to the side is the scales that are now outside of the lead-lined box that she carried it back in, just sitting there. And every couple of as you walk in, like every second or two, even though there's nothing in them, it seems the scales are giving a reading, like they're measuring nothing, but it's different every time.
Like Captain Jack's compass.
Kind of, yeah. It doesn't stay in one spot, and it's always moving. It's like giving a random result essentially every time. So that's a thing. You also see a portrait of her on one wall. She looks much taller than she is in real life. In the portrait.
Okay.
Her clothing is much better in the portrait as well than what she normally wears, because she's wearing like leathers and blacks and grays and stuff that are kind of they've seen some wear. Stuff on there looks regal as shit, like in the portrait. So it looks a bit more of a vanity piece.
Okay.
On the wall in some ways. And yes, she's behind her desk, and she's got her fingers laced against each other, and she's kind of doing that, elbows on the top of the desk. She's leaning slightly forward. She looks up. Yes, can I help you?
I would like to apologize for the way I acted. Was it this morning or yesterday morning on the island? It'd be this morning, wouldn't
It'd
it?
be yesterday morning. Because you did it when you laid down for camp. And because you slept one night.
It was after camping though. It was in the
Was it?
morning. Yeah.
Yes, then it was in the morning. It was that morning.
This morning, yeah. I would like to apologize for the way I treated you this morning. I had a dream that rather upset me, and I took it out on the nearest relative stranger, and it was not right of me. And I hope we can put it past us.
Of course. Is that all?
I have a few questions maybe about where we're going. What my party should expect when we get there.
Go on.
What should my party expect when we get there?
Very broad question. Don't rightly know.
Okay.
You'll be expected to protect me and the shore party, as you did in our previous venture on land.
So we're going on land.
Of course. Unless you know how to walk on water.
We do have someone that might be able to do. That's beside the point. So there is an island within this cave system.
No, the shore of the cove.
Oh, okay.
A cove. I don't know if you know, but nautically, a cove requires land to form the cove.
Well, yes, but surely that's approachable from Gorgon. I don't quite understand what...
We have reasons.
Okay.
Okay.
Very well, I will prepare my party. And I'm gonna leave.
1 second. Ooh, oh shit. I rolled. Apparently my rolls last week were destroyed by luck. Really noticeably, and almost as... she's trying to be coy about it, but as if she rolled a 1 on a d20. Trying to hide an item that's on her desk, like pushing it off to the side and like, putting her arm over it.
What do I
There is
say?
a small, with your passive perception, which is not the greatest, but
Oh god, no.
with that roll, you're fine. You see what looks to be an old journal that's opened to a portion. It's like a maroon red leather bound journal that has very old parchment in it, and it's written in a Elvish script.
Huh.
Call the elf.
Tried to cover it, and kind of failed. You noticed whether or not you call that out is up to you, but it was. Says you.
What's the journal?
Do you read Elvish?
No. Okay, what's the book?
Do you read Elvish? Because I told you. Oh, are you? Oh, wait.
I'm asking her.
You're asking her. Okay. Sorry, your voice, your character voice was too subtle.
Sorry.
For me.
What is the book?
There you go.
Move on.
Smart ass. Something personal. None of your business. Now, not even bothering to hide it, she closes it up and kind of binds, because it's got like a leather strap that binds it and wraps it up. Looks very old. Looks like it could be like.
Could be the
20, 30
Journal
years
of Galifar the Red, considering it's red and in Elvish, and he was an Elvish pirate.
Depends. Hey, at this point you have to ask, how much do I trust your ability to figure things out, and what hints I'm putting in.
Do I recognize that as being in Elvish or not at all?
You've seen Elvish.
Yeah.
You've seen Elvish script before. You don't know how to read it.
Okay.
but
Okay. So it was
yeah.
that in Elvish.
It'd be like seeing German. You don't understand German, but it's there.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yeah. Is that
You might notice.
in Elvish?
I'm a part elf, of course.
I was just wondering. Just because of your natural physique doesn't mean that you were scholar in Elvish. I find it interesting.
So you're calling her uneducated? Oh God, Isaac,
No.
you're digging yourself such a hole.
Not at all.
Oh my God.
Hey, we'll just go and get you some shovels for that hole.
I apologize for being such an ass earlier this morning. Now let me be an ass again.
Yes. Let me be an even bigger ass.
Different kind of
Oh my
ass.
God. Not the kind you like, though.
No. And then I'm gonna leave.
Wow.
Does you leave?
Just gets shot in the
just
back
like,
with a poison bolt.
Did he just say that to me?
Blissfully unaware, Isaac is gonna leave.
Wow.
It's such a 18th century well-off British person who's like, well, I didn't know if you could read or not.
So not insulting.
Well,
Yeah.
there's no elven kingdoms around. Like, it's you don't expect people to automatically know.
Well, no, there's no elven kingdoms that are ruled by elves, but the successor kingdoms all it's like the Phoenician Phoenician Egypt. They are not Egyptian, but they decided to take up the culture of Egypt.
Right.
Like the post Alexander Egypt is
Pre-
essentially what the successor kingdoms are.
Pre-Alexander. The Phoenician was pre-Alexander.
Oh,
Egypt.
yeah, no. What's the Ptolemy?
Oh,
Sorry, I got the
Ptolemaic.
P's mixed up. Ptolemy.
Yeah.
Ptolemaic Egypt. How they just kind of came in and took over and adopted the culture, and just like, well, we're
Okay.
Egyptian now. We're the leaders of Egypt. That's kind of what the successor kingdoms are. So I mean, yeah, Elvish is still a thing. It's like
Right. Okay.
everything. They're just not elves.
There's my cultural blunder with your universe.
Hey, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, it's perfectly
expected.
reasonable. Your character did grow up in a fucking
Yeah,
monastery all of his life.
who knew people skills were so required of people? I'm gonna.
You're
go
an inquisitor.
return to
You're not a
the
people
party.
person.
Yeah.
Those are two very different.
No, I'm a burn the people person.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, you return to the party. What were you all doing in the intervening time? What are you doing? Are you sticking together as a group, or are y'all breaking apart? Like, what's your?
I was still working on my Sedna etching on her portrait.
All right. Anything else anybody wants to do?
What's a barbarian gonna do on a ship?
I don't
let's
know.
be
Well,
real. He's just gonna get smashed.
God.
It's some weight.
He don't like these sea-going vessels. Okay, he likes hard ground. He's gonna get smashed to distract himself from the seas.
Oh god,
So he's going to do whatever he does on any day that ends in the letter Y, basically.
That's none of the
Well,
days in this world.
None of the days in this.
really special occasions is what it's what he's saying there.
But okay. So yeah, you get back with the party. You're all kind of clustered together as a group. What do y'all want to do during this? Or do you share? Because yeah, you're
Yeah,
back with
I'm gonna share the fact that she was hiding a diary, or what I can assume to be a journal of some sort. Is that size kind of book that she was reading? It was read in Elvish.
Let's
Well,
sneak me in there.
I mean, I keep a journal in Halfling. People keep journals, you know.
She wasn't
Especially-
writing from it; she was studying it.
It's
Isaac, haven't you pissed her off enough already?
I didn't tell you guys that I was culturally insensitive
Did you
towards her,
say anything?
Yeah, but you've pissed her off already, though.
and I went and
Like, you pissed her off
apologized.
enough. Yeah, but you're incentivizing that she's hiding more shit. You're just making it seem like,
Are you just
apologize for
assuming
not
that she's
trusting her,
hiding something?
and then continue to not trust her.
She tried to shuffle it very, very quickly off of the desk, but wasn't.
Well, that's a little
was-
suspicious. But
wasn't
what's
the most
suspicious
clear.
about it being in Elvish?
Do you remember that there was a pirate that was Elvish that went by the name The Red, and it's a red journal in Elvish? And we've
That's a lot of conjuncture right
And
there,
we've
my
just-
friend.
That's a lot of
and
reaching
we've,
right
and we've
there.
just
you know?
finished raiding the island of one of his lieutenants, and we're going to another old pirate-held cove. It's a
It's
lot
not pirate
le-
held. It's just a
Oh.
pirate
No, it was
Graveyard
Pirate
Cove.
Hell.
What was pirate? It's just like
Well,
there's loads of ships came here to die. It was
Well,
Just sounds done with this job. He's 6 months into the contract and he just wants to be done with it at this point.
Yeah.
I've tried my hardest to investigate things, and the rolls have gone against it. I think I know what's going on, but the character can't get through. Okay, I'm just so done.
okay, did you see what the journal said?
I cannot read Elvish, unfortunately.
We all sort of like turn towards Revlon.
But you're a learned person. Like, Elvish is one of those languages that I would have expected you to learn.
I'll put it on my list.
Along with giving a shit.
Here's my list. Top of the list, give a shit. Second, learn Elvish.
It's not hard.
I mean, I can speak the holy tongue of Mount Celeste. You don't get many people reading that, but just because I can't read one common language. Oh!
Well, there's a lot of people that speak Elvish up in the First Kingdoms. You were an Inquisitor up there.
I was
Makes
kept in hiding from up there a lot. Didn't actually see much of the First Kingdoms.
Discord just reset for me, guys. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Hey, it's fine.
Shame. So many pretty
Besides,
Elvish women up there.
That's besides, everybody speaks common nowadays. You don't.
Do you speak the common tongue?
Why should I learn their language if they've already learned mine? Like,
Boy.
Sorry, that was a pun on how Britain is the.
No, that's just his inner color. That's his inner imperialist just raising to the surface.
That's Britain's inability to learn other people's languages. It's fucking astonishing.
It's just because I can't speak French. Or German.
Well, it used to be the case with
Spanish.
French.
Yeah.
French was the lingua franca.
Yeah.
Oh. Now Roach is typing things, and I'm guessing Utesh.
It works. Doesn't work. Doesn't work because only Utari should be able to read that.
Yay!
Oh, that's
It
cool.
worked.
Uteshian's now a language in the game.
That's a really cool script, by the way.
Is
just put it out there.
Teutonic gonna
Yes.
be? Is Teutonian gonna be one as well?
I might go ahead and do that. That would
We
that'd be
are
kind of
like
weird
considering
because
one
it's.
there.
I wonder if common text, if I just put common as the text in there, if it would just be jumbled common, or if I'd have to put like.
That's what
some
Hiefling is.
thing.
That's what Halfling is. It's just
Hiefling.
Hiefling. That's what Halfling is. It's just gibberish
Jumbled.
common.
Oh, I might do that then. Yeah. No, I figured I had to do that last session, Utari, and I decided I'd put Uteshian in there. So that's using primordial script because I think it looks cool. So, but yeah, sorry, that was just a side thing. So I forgot to
Look,
finish that off.
We've got a job to do. We're being paid to do it, and once it's done, we don't need to worry about Sedna anymore.
No, you're right.
You think we didn't
Also,
need to
but-
worry about Zagul anymore, and look what happened there.
Well, it's just
Well, Sedna doesn't exactly have like a goddess of revenge behind her. She's just got money.
well,
And
That we
you
know of.
Which is
That-
another goddess to other people.
yeah, it's another god. We really need to stop dealing with gods, man. This shit is getting annoying.
Yeah. Well, why
Second.
don't we just deal with the ancestors? They've always been reliable and dependable.
Reliable, dependable, and not some of the words that end in evil.
Anyways, did you find out any information that might help us? You know,
Other than the fact that we're going ashore again, no.
that sounds like fun. I should probably prepare
So-
some of my anti-undead stuff.
so what was your goal in going to talk to her?
I apologized for the way I acted earlier to make sure that you fools didn't lose out on your money.
Ah,
Where are the fools here? And she gives him this very stern look.
man.
You
We
get
need
what
it.
I mean.
No, explain.
Are we really going here?
No.
You're the one who brought it here.
Okay. I'll adjust my statement. You fools and Sesh.
Thank
Whatever. Do we have a timeline?
you.
A rough
you. Day
estimate?
and a half, 2 days.
Yeah,
It'll be a day to
'cause
get there, from what I was
it's,
told by one of the
it's
sailors.
Nick Organ, so it'll be the same again.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think of when we need to cut Utari off, so he's somewhat,
Somewhat what?
So he doesn't see 8 enemies when there's only 1.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
He's
because
just standing in the
Justinian's going to
corner.
be drinking, isn't he? I
Yeah,
can
that's a
stop
good
whenever I
point.
want. Okay, yeah, so we've
Alright.
probably got about a day before we need to make an intervention.
I can deal with that. I can just use
Alright.
Esther Restoration on him.
You heard what he said. We have a day to party.
This is where you pull out like a bag of weed.
Wyvern tears.
Okay. So what are you all doing during your time today? Is there anything specific you'd like to call out, or just you just going about your kind of normal daily stuff?
If Isaac is willing, I will start teaching him the Elvish alphabet.
Yeah, I'm willing to learn that. Why not?
Oh, okay. All right. Make a that's a multi-layered check.
I'm gonna teach him the alphabet in just like the verbal alphabet first before he starts learning how to write it. So it's just gonna be a song like ABCs, but in Elvish.
It's a lot of flowing sounds there.
Yeah, exactly. Get him used to using that.
Give me a
mouth form and
performance
all that.
check, and then Isaac, give me an intelligence check.
Please roll a 1, Isaac, because it would be hilarious.
18.
10.
Oh, not close.
10. Okay. Make a note somewhere, Isaac. You have 20 steps in the process of learning a language. You're currently on step 1
Okay.
to go through.
Notes.
So you're
1
one
in
of 20.
in Elvish.
He kind of goes through, and you're just like, nope, lost that, not going back over it. Okay, yep, yep. It's that part of the ABCs where it's like LMNOP. It's like you don't know, but if you learn that for the first time, it's like, oh, so that's just one letter.
LMNOP. The letter
Yeah,
LMNOP.
Yeah, and there you go.
Okay.
So there you go. So you do that. Sesh, I'm assuming you're just continuing to work on your etching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe take a break from that at some point and pray. Be like, I might need some help with some undead soon. So, point at her. Also, could we change regions? Because maybe that'll stop rival from flopping in and out every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
Maybe.
Well, I'm going to leave it for now with no camera turned on because that seems to have an effect as well.
Okay. Yeah, she's working on her etching, so if you want me to roll something to see how well she actually does, because we have yet to finish it or whatever.
Are you trying to finish it today?
Yeah, it's a full day, so she'll probably take 8 hours to actually get into it and get it done. And then maybe take 4 hours then to pray to Bahamut and try and get some insight on what she might be needing to help everybody here when it comes.
All right, it's not a full day, by the way. You started out in the morning, and you're back on the ships, and you have 4 days of light left, or 4 hours of light left.
All right.
So you don't.
There's
have
a day
full
afterwards, though, isn't there? Like it's
No.
4 hours and then. No.
What?
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah.
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 If you want to just say that's what you're doing tomorrow as well, then yeah. Give me 3 dexterity check.
A dex or proficiency in masonry tools.
Oh well, yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Proficiency in mason tool.
You want 3 of them?
Yep, 3 of them.
Okay.
This will be you
One.
going through and finishing the rest of the item. What's going on?
That was good.
With,
2.
Oh, for God's sake.
That was okay.
So what
And-
exactly is happening, Rival? Is it like would you describe? Is it cutting out? Is it just dropping the call, or is it restarting the
No,
program
it's
completely?
restarting Discord completely. Every time.
That's weird.
That is weird. There he goes again.
It's like it keeps on
Wonder-
dropping the connection to Discord servers.
You got it.
I'll check Discord's Twitter, see if they have anything going on at the moment. They're pretty good at keeping up to date about that kind of stuff.
Mind you, I had a few problems earlier on to get everything started into Roach.
Well, that was just your that was just your firewall messing with Hamachi.
But it didn't shut down like it did now, did it?
There is apparently an issue where Discord is stuck updating forever. But I don't think it's that.
With what you rolled, you do finish the piece, and it's an above average result.
Okay.
Yeah, it's above average. It looks fairly good. Yeah, it's
I'll put it back. Sorry, I didn't hear you there because we were switching regions.
I didn't hear
You
what
said
you
it was
said.
above average. You said it was above average piece, and I said, "Well, I have. I'll put it in my bag, and then I'll give it to her tomorrow when I have time."
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do with their time? Or just go through their day normally?
Just go through the day, I think, past what
Okay.
I've done.
Alright, I'm going to disconnect, completely shut down, and reboot.
Alright.
Probably a good idea.
Bye.
Bye.
It's already gone. Okay. All right. So, do you all just go to your cabins for the night and sleep? And
I
just
mean, I
kinda go
pray
through?
at last light, but
Yeah. All right. Do you do so? And to finish off your night, and it's fairly uneventful. Sleep. Get through everything. Nobody has any odd dreams or anything like that. Just kind of a normal night. And you wake up in the morning. At first light, and you do the 2 individuals do their first prayers. And the light. Let's see here. Okay, and you notice when you wake up in the morning that the skies are far grayer than they were previously. And the weather, it's like on the edge of being stormy. But it never actually rains. It's just
Okay, that
always
just threw
right
me
at the edge.
straight back into this.
That's because you didn't exit out. Well, you
I
didn't
did.
end the call. Well, you didn't end the
did.
call.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Or did you
I
end the call and then
disconnected
restart?
from the call.
That's weird.
Okay, so it's always stormy.
On the edge of being stormy.
Okay.
So it was on the edge of being stormy, but it never actually rains.
Can I see the edge of the clouds?
No, it just keeps going on.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. Pop up.
So it's like just a gray sky.
Ugh.
So there's some winds that kind of come and go. And it just seems really kind of a meh weather when you wake up, but you didn't notice you didn't really notice when you entered into this. It doesn't seem like there's an edge to it. It's just there, pervasive. It seems to get a little worse as time goes on, little by little, but it never actually gets to the point where there's rain or anything like that. It's like you're not sure how it can get worse, but it just gets grayer and a little bit murkier, a little windier, and that kind of stuff.
I say an extra prayer to the Dawn Father and hope in the hope that he will return the sun to our journey.
He's like, bitch, no.
All right. You do see that you are getting near land towards unless there's anything else anybody wants to do during like the middle part of the day. We can just go forward.
Just go.
If Sedin is on deck, I'll give her my sketching of her.
She
my
does
little...
not come on deck.
All right, then.
during the
You don't have
day.
to wait for it, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, if that's then we can move on to the middle of the day. Does anybody if they Google what's going on with Discord with Rival, is there anybody that has found anything?
There's nothing on Discord's Twitter. Usually they're pretty good at keeping up to date on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's probably on his end because none of us are having the issue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Though I do like how Discord's pin tweet is just, who would come to Discon? Oh, here we go. I've had problems. Yeah,
This is all I
it's literally
found.
just after happening. It's literally just after happening. There's just literally a tweet. It's just after coming in with infinite loop. Emailed and received response, reply back, haven't got a word. So, it's apparently something that's happening. That could very well be Rival's Twitter account, though I don't know.
Rivals.
I think is actually just Rival.
Rivals is Rivals Own Gaming.
Oh no, it's not. It's not him then. Yeah, there is apparently some sort of issue going on.
Yeah, well, either way. So we go through, and as I said, you do notice that you're getting closer to land. You can see the land on the edge of the horizon, and it gets closer and closer throughout the day as it gets worse and muggier and grayer, until you're probably about 2 miles off the coast. So far enough away that it's a bit hard to get like specific details, but you can definitely see some details. And it seems like you're just at the edge of a big storm. You can definitely tell a difference between the gray skies that you've been under for the better part of the day to like these almost blackened skies closer in, and you can see like a storm system slowly rotating above a specific area along the coast. And it seems that's where, without orders, the crew has stopped the ship. The anchors have gone away and the sails have been put down or put up, and the ship has stopped moving at that point. It's just kind of bobbing in this water that's a little bit rockier than normal for the bay, because the bay's a bit kind of like the Mediterranean, very flat and calm, but around here it's a bit more Atlantic-y. when it comes to the pattern, the wave patterns, where you're sitting right now, and you can definitely tell this is a bit of a dangerous area, because even this far out, you can see, like, maybe a couple hundred yards closer to the shore, you can see, like, poking through on the low points of waves, like a jagged rock or two, just underneath the waves. This is right at the cusp of the danger zone of this cove, or where you think the cove is, down the way. And there's like a rumble in the crew, like it's been getting a little bit more and more noticeable as time has gone on, the closer and closer you get to the bay itself. But there's a lot of kind of mumbles about, I ain't going no closer. It's suicide, like stuff like that. And you think that might have a reason, that might be one of the reasons why the ship has stopped.
So she's just thinking to herself, I'm very glad I prepared walk on water today.
But after a few minutes of this, and a couple of conversations between, you can see Bonla talking to a couple of the individuals that seem to be higher ranking in the crew. Some of them going to the captain's cabin. Some conversations that you're not necessarily privy to. You see the boats start to be prepared to be lowered into the sea off the side of the ship. And Sedna comes out and looks over to you as a group. We're all kind of milling about, doing your things. And points to you and goes, well, it looks like we're going the rest of the way ashore on the two boats that are being lowered into the water.
Sesh just kind of nods, looks at Yutari, knowing full well though that the two of us are going to be fucking rowing this thing.
Ugh.
We'll be coming ashore a little ways away from our goal, so we'll also be loading your riding and your horse.
Okay.
Cut down on the time, and it's a bit of a thing. The waves aren't too bad, so it's kind of just gentle where you're at right now. You can definitely tell if you got any closer, it'd be pretty bad. It's weird how different the gradient is. But you, after about a half hour, getting the horses onto these boats, making sure they're secured and not, like, gonna off the
Bolt.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do know
It just hops
does.
in.
Yeah, two boats go down, they're loaded down, and then a third boat goes down, and then that's where you all pile onto. And so 3 boats now slowly are being rowed, not directly in to the cove, but you're kind of doing almost a parallel, and then slowly curving in. You're doing like a partial, like a circle path down a little bit north of where you think the cove is. You'll probably land there and then start along the beach on foot. Is what you're getting from this.
Okay.
And yeah, you don't get any more, like, again, it's basically the same exact site, because you're staying the same distance away, just kind of maintaining that distance as you go. But after about a half hour of rowing, you finally arrive on this beach. It's a sandy beach. That again, it's just gray skies above you. And You can definitely tell this is not a beach people frequent. There is driftwood embedded into the sand. And as you're unloading, you also notice not too far down south of your landing point, there are wrecks kind of embedded in the beach itself, like a fishing boat. Looks to have like gone over and has just kind of washed upon the shore, and it's being slowly buried by the waves lapping above it and pulling sand on top of it. But it's still noticeable, so it's not too old. But after you get everything unloaded, like about 4 crew are left standing by the boat. You lot, Sedna, Bonla, and 2 crew members are going along the beach down south at this point.
Okay. And we've got our horses, yeah?
Yep, you've got your horses with you.
Do they have mounts?
No, they don't have any mounts. They're just walking along. But they're and it doesn't seem like they're going along at like a quicker pace. Just some of the equipment that they have, they put on, like, you know, they have like little bags, stuff they put on the horse, like one of your horses or something like that. So
That's fine.
keeping that, but that's about all that you're seeing there. So no, they don't have any mounts.
I'm gonna walk with my horse just because I don't want to. It's been on a boat for a while. I don't want to overstrain it by putting myself on it straight away. Just let it.
Yeah. Your huge self. So okay, you go ahead and do so. And as you're walking, you can Sedna's in the lead. And over the noise of the shoreline, with the waves kind of rolling in, crashing, and the like just barely on the cusp of wanting to miss feel of the atmosphere. She's saying aloud, keep an eye out. There should be an entrance to a cave system. Should have a door on it. Somewhere along this beach.
So is that perception checks from all of us?
If you would like to check now.
Sure.
Many individuals are going to be doing checks, so.
Sure, R1 will look.
I'm bad. I'm very bad at my job. That's all I'm going to say.
R1 made up for you.
Yeah.
25.
We both, yeah. I got a 15. You got a 25. I rolled an 8. He rolled an 18.
You both get +7 to perception. That's just stupid insane.
It's going to get even worse when we hit level 8 and, like, my wisdom goes up to 20.
So, R1, you can see off in the distance, like maybe a mile down the beach, like cliffs start to rise out of the sand and kind of block the path for the most part further down south. But you don't get any specifics at that, like anything more.
Which map are we on at the minute?
You're not on any map right now. This is just theater of the mind right now.
Okay, is this the bay thing?
The bay.
Yeah, we're on the beach of the bay.
Outbreaker Cove. Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture it in my mind and stuff. Doesn't help.
Yeah, it's a beach. You're walking along a beach, and there is for example, you're walking along a beach. It's very gray, almost wanting to storm, but it's just not storming. And the waves are slowly crashing in. As you walk along the path, you can get closer and closer to the central part of this cove that you'll assume rests in the center here from the name of the area you're trying to go to. Along the path of the beach lay hollow wooden skeletons of boats and ships that seem to have strayed too close to this cove over time. There are old fishing boats, even the remnants of what look to be like dwarvish military ships with their blocky, like strong keel design, and you can see one of those keels poking out of the surf like 100 feet from the shore, but just kind of like embedded between two jagged stones inside of or jagged like spear-like rocks just underneath the waves. And it's almost haunting because the wind is whistling slightly as it's going by you. And you can definitely tell why some people think this place is haunted. It almost sounds like you can almost hear things in from the crew of these ships. That's what it feels like. You don't notice any bodies or any skeletons or anything like that. It's just the old remnants of a lot of ships as you walk past here. And you don't even want to guess. Like you wouldn't be able to. You don't think you could count how many ships are just strewn about within your line of sight as you walk down the beach. And welcome back, rival.
Thank you.
Hey, buddy.
What did you reinstall or something?
Yeah, I had to shut down, reinstall, shut down, reinstall again, and then it did like 12 updates.
Yeah, I think you just had an update.
I had to get rid of the local data files as well. Thanks for that, Crimson.
Yep. There you go. It happens. It happens. Rival reinstalled his operating system, so
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's a thing that's happened. So
Rival broke Windows 10.
Yep. So
Actually broke it.
Just as a recap, we are on the beach now of
I figured as much
of
with
the cove,
the
and we
hulks
have
of-
our horses. Yeah.
With the hulks of ships. I want to say thank you to Red Moogle and Crimson for helping with that.
Cheers.
I was trying to find something to help you, but everything I came up with was the update loop, which I've had to deal with before, but that wasn't what you.
Yeah, this I got rid of. If anyone has this problem, because of Crimson, I was able to do it. It's you go into like WinR percent data app
Oh.
percent,
Oh.
and then
App data
percent
percent. Yeah.
vocal data app percent, and you delete both those files and then just reinstall everything.
Yeah. No.
And it sorted it.
Yeah. Install error happens. But either way, so yeah, you're on the coast now, and you as a group, Sedna and Bonla, along with two other crewmen, are walking along here, and she's told you to keep an eye out for an entrance to a cave system. That'll have a door on it.
Is there any map for this particular area?
Nope.
Right,
It's very
okay.
broad right now. It's not a It's just kind of like this. You're just walking along a beach. And if it wasn't for the stormy weather and the hauntingly bleak atmosphere and remnants around you, this would be a nice beach. But after about 20 more minutes, the large cliff sides that you saw off in the distance, R1, are now much closer. And this, like, you can see, it's like a semicircle, like a moon's shape, like in terms of like crescent that reaches out into the ocean for like a half mile from the shoreline of these jagged stone bits that some poke out of the water all the time, some are just underneath the water, and it's like this whole time from like a mile out, it's been slowly getting more and more jagged and more shallow up until the point where it comes out of the water, and this cove is just on the other side, but it doesn't look like you can actually walk into the cove. There is the barrier of these jagged rock cliff faces in front of you. I'm gonna need everybody to make a perception check if you decided you wanted to spot or look around. Whoever wants to can.
Oh, I'm bet rolling bad today.
Not as bad as me.
No, exactly as bad as you. We both got the same score. It's a 7.
I just want one thing to go right today. That's all. Okay.
That's all. I don't want anything else.
After everything me and Roach went through to get me back onto this earlier on today.
It's true. Okay, and then are you making a roll, Ustenia?
Hold on.
If you would like to make a
Yeah.
perception.
That is a terrible roll.
uh,
6.
okay, so R1 and Sesh. After like you get closer, and again this is like, it's not sheer cliffs because it's jagged cliffs. Like if you fell down this, you'd probably be impaled before you hit the ground through some rock. But after looking around a little bit, you do spot an oddity near the bottom, maybe like a foot off the ground, like with a little sand rise in front of it. But you spot a smooth slab of stone that looks to be kind of blackish inlet, and it looks like it could be some sort of like door or mechanism or something. It's off to the side by about a couple hundred feet.
One and I are both looking at it at the same time.
Yeah, you find it both at the same time. You just look at it and I was like, oh.
I turned to R1. You can definitely see that, right?
Yep. It's definitely there. Anyone else see it?
Basically twiddling my thumbs at this point.
I'm an inquisitor.
Okay.
I can't figure anything out. I don't know.
Have a
What's
small
the mystery?
existential crisis.
Sudna looks to you. See what? What do you see?
Just there, look. And she points at the stone slab.
Yes. She starts walking towards it. Bonla following behind her.
So we all follow her then.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the door you were looking for.
Speak frightened.
Buh.
When you while you walk towards it, you get closer, and it's about maybe 8 feet tall by maybe 10 feet wide. Just this big black stone slab that is smooth, and it has no writing on it, and it looks to be a singular piece, except for one small cutout in its center. That's maybe about that big, with no design or anything around it. Just a small cutout in the center.
Just for those at home, about the size of a quarter or a €2 coin.
Yeah, something like that. Well, everybody that's watching this or listening to this is at home, but anybody listening to this, no.
Is completely confused.
I don't know. You could be watching this like on a bus.
That's
Yeah,
true.
could be.
That's true. Yeah.
Don't.
At least I once listened to one of the podcasts while I was at work. So
Yeah, there you are, doesn't it? So that's only for
That's
people
true.
listening at home, because he's offensive like that. Anyone else
Yeah.
who's not at home isn't
I'm
allowed.
not
Anybody who's
inclusive
not at
like
home,
that.
fuck you.
leave. We don't want you here.
Please don't. Please don't.
No, we want you. We love you. Come
Please.
back, please.
Please don't go.
But yeah. So there's just that little cutout in the center of this big stone slab.
How high up is the little? You said like the center, so like 4 feet up.
Yeah, about 4 feet up. Yeah. Pretty easily reachable for most medium-sized creatures.
Yeah.
You can even get to it because you're still considered a medium-sized creature, right?
Nope.
No, you're small. You're a small size.
I'm a small sized creature.
Am I
Small
medium?
boy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Medium is
everyone-
human size.
I think
Yeah.
I'm also medium. I'm just very large. for
Just
me
about.
for-
Just about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Dragonborn's on the upper end of that.
How tall are you, Sesh?
Yeah.
7'2".
Okay, yeah, it's 7.5. I think is the beginning of large. Large.
Well, I
creature.
don't think it's a height thing. It's more just a mass thing.
Well, yeah, because
'cause-
furbolgs can be both medium and large,
yeah.
depending on their height.
So I think it's mass. But either way, does anybody want to do anything while this is going on? And when Sedna sees this, you can see a maroon-colored journal come out of one of her pockets. She flips it open and starts reading through.
I'm gonna whisper to people. So R1. That is the journal I was speaking of earlier.
Ah. Okay,
And it's
you
about
might got
it's
that
about
one
like
right.
it's about this big. So like compared to my
Yeah.
that's about its size. So it's
Okay, you might have been right about that one. And then R1's going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, you do cast detect magic, and you do not detect any magic on the door. Only magic you spot is on the individuals. You know, the various magic items that individuals have. Nothing new specifically. You do. No, because that would still be in its box. They did take the scales with them, but it's still in the box on Bonla's shoulder, like back.
What's in the box?
Damn it. Okay.
I'm just keeping my head around. I'm keeping my head on the swivel. I'm not looking at Sedna or Bonla. I'm making sure there's nothing else around.
Alright. So after a little bit of time and flipping through the diary, you see her close this little journal / diary sized book. Like it's just it's about that size, so it's not hard to figure out what it's supposed to be. She closes it and kind of like puts it back into her jacket pocket, and you can see her think for a second, and then she grasps and takes the necklace she's wearing around her neck and places it in the center of a large stone slab. It looks to be a little bit small, but it does fit inside, and then she presses it in with her thumb, and then couple of beats, and a grinding noise comes off just to the side. It's large enough for starting to move, like a door-sized bit of the slab recedes, and then goes upwards, and it looks to be a normal-sized door, and it takes a little bit of time for that to go.
And there's still no magic coming from the door?
No, it looks like a mechanical lock, mechanical catch of some sort, and takes a couple of minutes, and then it finally stops with a hurching with a hurching stop, and there is now a normal-sized door inside of what used to be a completely smooth stone slab. And
Did the slab take the necklace with it, or was the necklace?
No, it's still there, and after a few seconds, Sedna reaches out and takes the necklace out of the little recess. Stops for a second, and then nothing happens. She puts it back on, and she puts it back on her neck afterwards. Looks like it was a one-time opening thing.
Mm.
She looks back to all of you and goes, "Well,
Light on
Well,
shield.
let's move on.
Let's go." Yeah.
That is a handy necklace. And I'll cast light on my ring and start walking in.
Is it a cave, or is it just open to the cove?
well, when you look inside, you see a rough cave corridor open in front of you that goes down at an angle, a very noticeable angle. There's steps cut into this like corridor, and from it you get the heavy smell of salt water, and everything inside of it is constantly damp. It almost, because of the roughness of it, it looks like it was almost carved by water, just flowing through like a very small crack and just opening up into this at some point. but it's like water carp. But it goes down, and you don't see the end from where you're at. Even when like Bond puts a torch on, a couple of the random guys, two crew member put torches on as well, and a light. Even your light spell doesn't reach the bottom.
I will pull out a pebble and cast light on it instead, and just chuck it down the steps.
Dim light stick.
Yeah.
And you toss it down, and then you don't see anything. It looks like it hit and then bounced off to like the left, where you lose sight of it.
I think you should keep an eye out for traps.
Roger that.
I will assist in this.
Okay.
Just for the record, I took Eagle Vision as my second spirit thing.
Ah, cool.
Ooh, so what does that give you? What does that give you as a level up? Eagle Vision.
Is it like Assassin's Creed Eagle Vision?
It's sort of, yeah.
Cool. And
Everything lights up in colors. It's really trippy.
You gain
Yeah, I think
sight
so.
of an eagle. You can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty.
fuck.
Able to discern even fine details as though looking at something no more than 100 feet away from you. Additionally, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your wisdom perception check. That would have been good to know earlier, because you would have been able to spot the door fairly easily.
Yeah, that's my bad, but again,
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm drinking Prosecco at the minute. We've got to get rid of the bowl. It's going to go off of.
Love it. Okay.
The wine has been sitting in your basement
Oh
for like
God.
7 years, and you're like, I better drink it now before it turns into vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah, ignore the girlfriend saying that's not true in the background. I'm going with this. This is my reasoning.
Okay. So. Yeah. Do you take the lead, or are you following behind Sedna? Because Sedna looks like she was about ready to take the lead. So.
I'm gonna be just behind her shoulder, like visibly scanning, like we did before, where like last time there was a trap, I kind of tapped her shoulder.
Okay. All right. So you're right there. Yeah. So you start descending this corridor, and this corridor is not small, but it's tight, especially for like Isaac and Sesh. It's like, a little bit like, especially with Sesh, is a little bit hunched down. A little bit hunched down. Well, actually, no. It's tall enough. It's just not as wide. So it's kind of, you definitely have trouble fighting in this corridor if you had to.
Okay.
You keep going down and down. Give me a perception check with advantage, because people are helping you. Trying to spot trap.
But them traps, boy.
21, and because I forgot to roll it with advantage. I won, so 21.
You could roll better, but no.
So, yeah, you're right behind Sedna as she's going down, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Oh, not out of the ordinary is the wrong word. You don't see anything dangerous. It looks to be just an oddly, roughly, like water carved corridor as you go down and down. And after you've descended for about 5 or 10 minutes, it's kind of hard without like visual aid of passage of time in just this corridor.
Yeah.
You start to hear the the soft like lapping of waves, and then after like a minute, you hear a large wave like crash against like a wall, and then it subsides again, and some soft lapping of waves, and you're still like, from Sesh's pebble that she tossed down there, that's lights casting like a little bit of like a reflective glow on the end of the corridor that you're going down. You're still a little bit of ways from the bottom right now. You can just see it's like a soft orangish yellow light off in the distance below you is kind of where you're guiding yourselves down at this point with. And as you're walking, you can definitely everybody can tell as your boots are crunching on the ground, and that's not because there's like gravel. It's because it's like there's a layer of salt on the steps, like this, almost like this tunnel floods often.
Well, I hope high tide isn't coming around soon.
Oh, when would tide? There's 3 moons, so when would high tide be?
It's like, what is tide? All these moons.
Just, the world would just be a whirlpool of some sort, wouldn't it?
Well, 2 of the moons are pretty.
Or it would be
small.
like Finland in nighttime, so it's high tide for like months on end.
Yeah, that's true. It'd probably be like high tide would be very different than our high tide. Like that'd be the mid tide would be what we call high tide, and then there would be an actual high tide where all the moons are like on one side of the planet very close.
Yeah.
And on that day, the sea rose 13 feet.
Half the city's drowned, and yeah, we all learned to not settle near the shore anymore.
But it's a fantasy world, so it's fine. Zena comments, we still have a couple hours until high tide comes in, so we should be fine.
I
Enough
can
time
get
for
us all to
this.
walk on water anyway. We should be able to get out of here either way.
And you keep going down, crunch.
Then it's just like,
crunch.
what did Isaac tell you?
Nothing. She told me nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Told me nothing.
I
just
was
wanna
just like,
check-
we're going
okay.
into a cave, you know?
Every time I looked over onto the webcams, Rival was looking in the same spot, so I didn't know if he was frozen. I didn't. You hadn't moved to my. You were always just like off to the side like that, and your glasses were shined, so I couldn't see if you were moving or blinking. Sorry.
I'm doing research on Discord problems to make sure if anything pops up, I'm prepared to fix it.
I think you dealt with the problem you had. It was probably just a bad install error.
I am not taking any chances.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
After the last 3 weeks, I'm not taking any chances.
That's true. But after
Knock on wood.
after about 15 minutes total of traveling down this corridor, and you're at this point you're fairly certain you're below sea level.
Which is never a good thing when you're this close to the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
If you want
actually
any-
you're
anyone to
100%
ask
certain.
New Orleans.
Yeah, you're 100% certain you're below sea level because it would take you less. Like, you could be traveling for a minute underground, like at this angle, and you'd be well below sea level. Like the angle's so bad that if you weren't like watching your steps, you could just like, and then it'd be almost like a slide going down, kind of angle.
We all just sit down and start sliding down this thing because it'd take less time.
But when
That'd
you,
probably hurt because it's rock
yeah,
salt.
it would. When you exit out of the corridor,
Back in a bit.
okay. When you exit out
He's
of the
getting more
corridor, by the way, how much time we got before the break?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Let's start this early before we get into this because there's gonna be some rapid fire things happening. But you exit out of the corridor and then break.
Oh, okay. All right, then we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, depending. Go get yourselves a cup of tea, a drink, or whatever, and yes, we will see you in a moment.
E.
Disco because it's one of those cheap, shitty ones. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I've got.
I could shoot you my
priority,
old
you know.
shitty cheap one because that one actually kind of works. It's not as bad
no.
as yours.
I've got one that I could
of
send him that
those.
would work better than that, to be fair.
So, yeah.
Do it, Midge. Complete.
We
the,
just-
complete. It's the circle. So we have everybody with a webcam.
We just got away from giving people seizures. We don't want to jump back to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Because the one you've got to get send, Midge, what is it? That's like an old 720p Logitech one, and like it's not even like the. Well, I mean, it's technically HD, but that's better than whatever he has right now.
Yeah.
Because at least it won't cause seizures.
At least the drivers work, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least it has drivers.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It has drivers.
Dedicated drivers.
Yeah.
Oh, let's make sure the podcast is recording again. I'm good to go when you guys are.
All right.
I'm good.
Just do it.
All
Let's
right.
get it, boys and girls. I don't know how all of you identify.
So you enter into you've turned the corner and enter into a large chamber. It's about the size of an American football field, so about what would that'd be about 100 meters long.
Yeah, about
Yards.
Yeah, but a yard and a meter are somewhat interchangeable, so I'm using.
What's that in a British
using-
sport? No.
So that's why I said meters. Damn it!
It's
about 100 meters
74
long.
cricket.
It's like if you're going to
74
go to an American
cricket-
football field, you do it in yards and feet, and you'll like it.
It's fine.
See,
It's fine.
Even in the
I-
U.S., people are starting
Inches.
to abandon. This is the thing. Even in the U.S., people are starting to abandon the imperial system.
It's fine. I've watched American football. I know how long an American football field is.
It's about that long and about that wide.
Midge, it's like 74 cricket runs is what he's thinking of. If you
Okay.
wanted a British sport.
Damn British people.
Goddamn British people, I know. I live next to them.
But and it's made of large bluish black stone blocks that have all been that create the chamber. But about half of it is filled with water, like as a pool kind of thing. You're on a side where you've got the roughly rectangular shape, and then the rectangle is cut in half, and on one side is a pool of water with like a lip of stones that's keeping it in, and then your side, which is it's not dry, but it's not underwater. And when you kind of look around, and Sedna is also like everybody's kind of filtering in here. You can see waves in this pool, and way on the other side, like diagonal from you, over the water, is a platform that's raised slightly above the water itself. And you see a rack on it with an individual who is strapped to it.
Oh, a torturer's rack.
Yeah,
Oh fuck. Okay.
like an axe, and he's like that, and this individual looks to be a humanoid. You can't really tell. Well, actually, no. Usteni, you know, 'cause it's definitely within that fucking
Mile.
your eagle eye sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stinia,
this
what do
individ-
your alpha I see?
Oh,
Let's see
What do
something
you- or your-
fucky.
What do your animal eyes see?
What do you
I'm
know?
imagining when you
Yes.
switch on this. I'm imagining when you switch on this ability, it's like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. Boing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does he grow
But
a
when you-
third eye in his forehead or something?
Blue.
But when you look, you see this is a human male who looks to be maybe in his late 50s. His skin is raw, like he's been and wet, like he's been constantly underwater or constantly in like moisture for a long period of time, and also like it's like all of his it's been scraped, like his skin's been scraped in the same direction. He's just kind of he's breathing, he's not looking up. A lot of his hair is gone, and he looks to be like not supporting his weight anymore. Like all of his weight supported on like his wrists and like he's tied down to this crossed like timber that is this rack, and it is firmly on the stone pillar or the stone platform over this water.
Okay.
Is there a way for us to walk over to that place without going in the water?
There is. There's a small like step path next to the platform that goes up to it. It doesn't look like it's locked or anything like that.
Does Justinia mention this guy's breathing?
I will pass on all the information.
Wait a second, he's breathing?
Yes, he's breathing. He's right raw. He's like
When I hear him,
I don't know. He's breathing.
when I hear that he's breathing, I want to look at Sedna. What's her reaction to it?
Confusion. She's like looking at this, and she doesn't understand what's going on.
There's no way he should be breathing down here. He's been submerged in water, he should have drowned.
It's been 10 minutes since we were outside, right?
Yeah, because it took you 15 minutes to get down. And as you're talking amongst yourselves, you hear like a slight rumbling, and the like little waves that were going along this pool get bigger and bigger and start amplifying, and over like 10 seconds you see a large, almost tsunami-like wave start traveling down from the end you're at to where this individual is racked. And it just and you hear nothing. The man doesn't react. Like it's like you said you see him tense, and then this tsunami wave kind of washes over and then hits the wall and dissipates again, and then no waves, and like it starts slowly building up again, like little tiny waves in the pool again, and this guy's just drenched again, slowly dripping.
How long does it take between those waves and the big wave?
If you used the one you heard coming down the chamber, and this one to kind of gauge, maybe like a minute and a half, 2 minutes between these big waves.
So this man is being hit by a giant wave every 2 minutes for presumably a long time. He's probably used to it, which is a horrible way of describing this man's torture.
He's essentially being waterboarded.
He's become numb to it.
It's yeah. But that also means we'd only have a minute and a half to 2 minutes to get over there without being hit by this wave.
Yeah. Also, there is another doorway that is unblocked on the opposite side of the. Like you could walk without any hindrance to the other side and exit this chamber if you wished.
Sedna, was there any sort of mention of anyone being tied up down here?
Takes the journal out.
This is a trial.
While this is going on, Arwen's gonna ritually cast Detect Magic. So he's gonna take 10 minutes.
Okay.
Start. Let that man get hit 5 more times.
Well, hey. There's other people, they can do things. You don't have to rely on the halfling all the time.
There's no mention of this. This is different.
Different how?
It's different. It's not supposed to be like this. She's like flipping through pages.
What does the journal describe it to be then?
There's supposed to be a pillar that the scales slotted into.
Okay, maybe the pillar is hidden somehow.
Or maybe he's tied to it. Justinia, can you see if there's any sort of shapes on that pillar, or is he hiding all of it?
Ustenia, you don't notice anything the man is hiding other than the that he's obscuring, other than the rack that he is tied to. Doesn't seem to be anything other than that.
Okay. I don't see anything else, guys. What am I meant to be looking for?
Something shaped like a scales. But if there isn't anything there, then
Well, since I now have a specific description, can I look a little closer for it?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
17.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
The platform that this man is standing on is made of smaller cuts of this bluish-black stone material. It's bare, but for the thick timber rack that crosses on it, and he is lashed to it. It does not look like there's anything that you can see on that platform other than him and this rack. It looks to just be it looks to be like that so that there is nothing to impede the water rushing over. And you can also tell as well from that check, like this is like the stone edges of this platform are worn pretty heavily. Like they've been water has been going for a long time. And when all this took, like the time it took for everybody, all this to happen, another wave has raced over this man. Tents, and it races over and goes back down like that.
Let me get this straight. There's one way goes to this man, and one way goes to the door.
You have entered into a chamber through a corridor.
Yeah.
You are in the bottom corner of the. I'm just going to draw this on the freeholds map.
Okay.
I'm just going to draw this on the freeholds map. So you are in.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. So the little X that's really kind of fucked up. That's where you're at. So you've entered into the chamber from the bottom of this little rectangle. The water is up on this top bit with the platform on it. You have entered on this half that is just a path or just stone flooring. And you see an exit to this chamber that is opposite of, like, if you were looking straight at the water to your right, and is all the way past this platform. Without having to go over the water, you could exit the chamber right now through another doorway.
So are we coming from the right or from the bottom?
Bottom.
Right.
Well, do we want to try and help this man?
We know nothing about it yet.
We should leave. We should move on. This isn't. What is
Okay,
it to do
so
with us?
Sedna's now saying we should leave.
No, she's saying we should leave the chamber. She's saying we should just move on from here. What do we have to do with this? And go through there.
There
Which
is
points
a
towards
man
the
being
exit.
tortured by water.
And
I don't know. It looked like it'd be risky to try and save him. I mean, I could put him out of misery. He won't be tortured then. It'd probably be easier than going out there and maybe dying.
Is it possible he knows where the pillar is?
looks like
Well,
he's been
I
here a
don't
long
know.
time.
He's been there, it looked like some time, but he could be there for any reason, you know? Maybe he stole something off some.
by the time as well, you've cast your detect magic. and you detect magic on the platform.
What?
There is a minor healing spell that is imbued upon the rack, and a what is it called? Minor restoration,
Lesser restoration.
lesser restoration is on there. And there's an enchantment on the water, so it's enchanted.
Okay. Well, he's not gonna die anytime soon. I can tell you that much.
I'm not being funny, but if that's not dying, I wouldn't want to live if I was in his position.
Well, there's a minor healing spell that was cast on the rack he's tied to, as well as what I think might be lesser restoration. Not 100% sure on that.
So he is being tortured by the water.
Yes, which is also enchanted.
Sounds like someone really wanted him to suffer.
As you're talking, you see the man. He hears noises. And then looks over to you as he heard you all talking without being quiet. And like no recognition almost. Like he's like,
Am I
"No,
seeing shit?
not again." Help! Help! Please! Help! Help! It's like another wave washes over, and like this time he wasn't tensed enough, and it's just like against the rack, and he's just like washing over.
I cannot sit and watch this man be
and then
tortured.
down again.
Neither can
How
I.
are you planning to go save him then? Look at it! Look at it! How are we gonna go get out there?
One, we don't know why he's in this position.
This
He
might be
may
his
have-
penance for a lifetime of evil.
He might have broken a law somewhere, an extremely, extremely, extremely bad law. Like maybe he murdered an orphanage or something. I don't know. And this is his penance. Like maybe he's a
Murdered
bad
an
person.
orphanage. Needs to go into a quote section somewhere.
Maybe he murdered an
Maybe
entire orphanage.
murdered an orphanage.
I don't know.
Murdered everyone in an
God.
orphanage.
How
No,
long
no,
would
no.
it?
He murdered the orphanage. The
God,
actual
how long
building.
would
He
it-
murdered the orphanage.
How long would it take me to get over to the?
Well, you can get right onto the steps that would go up the platform.
I'm going
Like,
for
you can-
timing because I've been observing the thing. Like, how long have I got
Yeah,
to
you-
get on, get off?
Literally, it's 10 feet from the start of the steps to the platform, and you'd be there. It'd be less than 6 seconds. That's half of movement to
Okay,
get where.
I am
where that
rescuing this
you're-
guy.
Roach, before he does that, could I detect good and evil?
Okay.
Sure. What's the range on that?
Range, it says self. For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as if the creature is located.
You're gonna have to get closer.
Yeah, you'd have to get closer.
All right, I can get a bit closer, and then cast it.
Okay.
It's actually
You
it's a
cast?
concentration up until 10 minutes, so I can just cast it and then walk closer.
So you cast it, walk up with Isaac, and again, this guy's help me as you get closer. It hits him again because it's every minute and a half, 2 minutes that it's happening. So it takes you some time. So even just not running, it still if you're not running there, it still takes like enough time. He gets hit again, and you cast it. What was the things that it tells you?
It tells me. Let me pull it up here. Here it is. If you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. You don't detect any of that.
I look at Isaac and say, nothing. Cancel the spell.
So it's just a man being tortured.
Just a man. He's not undead. He's not fake.
I'm going over there and I'm cutting him out
So
of
you're
his
timing
bind.
it.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
like-
gonna go out there, cut him out of his binds,
Alright.
and drag him back over.
All right, so you get up onto the.
I'm going to prepare my bow. I'm not going to aim at anyone, but I'm going to get my bow out ready just in case.
Probably a good idea. I'm gonna put down. I have a sand timer.
Arwen will draw his swords.
So you've gone you've raced up the platform, and as you're getting up there and getting closer and closer, and you put your hands like on to like steady yourself so before you get onto the moving to take off the binding. You touch him and like it's like pasty like skin. Like this guy has been in a bath for 20 years.
This guy needs to be dried out. He needs to go to the desert.
He needs to be dried out.
Yeah.
But when you touch him though, it's like recognition. Like, oh, it's not in my mind. Help, please help me. Don't let it happen again.
I'm working on getting you out. Just stay calm.
All right. So how are you taking out the binding?
Right. What is the binding? What's it made of?
It looks to be made of leather.
Leather? I'm just gonna pull out my dagger and cut it.
Hack away.
Okay. Is your dagger magical?
No.
Okay. So you go ahead and you. And it's like you have a unsharpened. It's like you have a display sword, and you're trying to cut something with it. It's just
Okay. Okay. New plan. I'm gonna summon Shadow Blade and cut it with the Shadow Blade.
Okay. So you go ahead and you get a Shadow Blade. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity check because this is not meant for like close in cutting, and you're trying to avoid cutting.
It's a finesse weapon.
Okay, but it's still.
Yeah,
it's a
fine.
sword. It's sword size. You're trying cutting like it. You're trying not to cut a man that skin is essentially
11.
like rubber.
11.
So, okay, 11. Adjusting for that. All right. So you get through one. You get through like one hand's bindings, and it kind of falls away. And it's like there. You can tell what this wood used to look like because his arm now is free, and what was underneath the arm. The wood has not been exposed by enough water, and so like it's changed the actual composition of the timber.
It's like warped it and okay, yeah.
Yeah, it brings it down and like, and you used to go to the next arm. So give me another one, and all the rest of you're hearing a rumbling, and you start seeing these waves start to
Natural 20.
start to build from the okay. All right, so you get through the extra one, and you've got both of his arms down, and he kind of like slumps forward, and you kind of like you're still cutting, and you're going for the feet, and he's got his body over your shoulder, and you're kind of like
Okay.
resting the
As he's on me, as soon as he makes contact, I'm gonna use my passive ability and give him just 6 hit points. His hit points equal to my level. That's just something I can do. So
Okay.
boom, he just gets a little bit extra, just so he can maybe like just like grab onto me a bit more. Not necessarily take his weight, but just so it makes it easier for me to get him across.
Yeah. So by the way, it's just like it's like Granny's been in the shower for too long, kind of skin.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I like how a lot of you knew that. A lot of you knew immediately what I was saying because I saw the cringe on your face. Oh.
And I drag him back across.
Okay, need an agility check because right as you got the weight on there and you did the thing.
Agility?
The wave is not agility. Dexterity. I'm sorry, I'm getting Pathfinder. I was rereading Pathfinder recently. Dexterity check
14.
now. Okay. Okay. You start going down the steps as you hear as this water is rushing toward a tsunami kind of wave in the speed, and you just get out of the range, like it's magically limited to the lip of the pool, and you feel it, kind of like the wind.
yeah.
Yeah, and it hits the rack without the man on there, and without the man on there, there's nothing like forward weight, so you see the rack snap and crash into that into the stone wall that's on this chamber, and you see the wood splinter, like this like 2 foot thick timber, like in both ways, like it's a 2 by 2 foot, and that thing just splinters. Like that's how much force has been hitting this guy for who knows how long, and you finally get on the other side, and this old man. Now that you're close, you can see this man is very elderly at this point, and he's like a shake, and there's no
muscle.
There's no muscle. He's just like you start dropping him down.
He's just atrophied.
Yeah, he just goes down, and he's breathing hard. From there, it's like that. It's like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alwyn's gonna come up.
I'm gonna offer him. I'm gonna take out some ration. Offer him some ration.
Because he can offer him some water. And that just, here you go.
Like,
Here you go.
Open your mouth! No!
No.
Just that's like PTSD.
Some ration. And just say, what is your name, friend? It's just I'm just little tiny chunk. I know I'm not. You're not meant to feed people.
It's like that episode of the one of the last episodes of Band of Brothers.
It's just okay, you need to stop feeding them.
That was such a sad moment too, when you had to say that to those guys. That was great act by the.
Yeah, it was.
Well, when you first mentioned like grabbing his skin, the first thing I thought of was that scene in We Were Soldiers with the Chinese American guy. I don't remember his name.
In the mortar pit. In the mortar pit.
That was Jimmy Nakayama.
Yeah, Jimmy Nakayama.
Yeah.
I got a baby being born today. Oh shit.
Why did you say anything?
I'm sorry, but the second he said that, it's just like, you're dead.
Well, you're dead. I'll say this: I like We Were Soldiers, but it's a movie filled with cliches.
I'm just glad I could die for my country.
Mate, it's very close to the book.
No, it is close to the book, but I think the death, especially the last words, like "Tell my wife, I loved her." Like they could have done something to make that a little bit. I know it probably.
There's just moments where you're going, okay, this is a Mel Gibson film.
Yeah, it felt a bit. Well,
Not as bad as The Patriot and
or Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Yeah, no,
is
it was really well
bring up
historically.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
It was very historically accurate. We Were Soldiers, but I still think it has some cliches that kind of make it. It took me out of the film in some ways, and I rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, yeah, I've heard that 1,000 times. Please, like, come on. But that's this thing. You ask him what his name is, and he's like, it's like a whisper on the voice. He doesn't have the muscle to talk loudly, and it's
Fulmar. Like the people that made airplanes, Fulmar.
No, FOLA or FOLMAR. You were about, by the way, you had about 2 seconds left in the sand before, if you didn't get that natural 20, you would have got hit by that wave, and that would have hurt.
Isaac just goes down, and I'm like, all right, I cast Walk on Water and save his bitch ass.
He wouldn't just go down. He wouldn't just go down. He would have to do some checks to see if he could hold onto that rack, or he'd be hit against that stone.
Yikes.
Broken spinal column. Isaac is now paralyzed.
What? Why were you on the rack, friend?
I stole from California.
I'm sitting there next to him, and I'm trying to figure out how to help this man. What do I cast on this man to help him?
Well, he's a 70-year-old who spent the last 20 years being water tortured and magically unallowed to die.
I'm trying to think of something.
I don't think there's any courses that cover that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what do I do here? Lesser Restoration, that might help him with the muscle, but he looks like he's already had that cast on him a million times.
Built up a resistance.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like opioids. When you take them for like 6
that would
weeks, it's
suck
like,
if you
don't really
like
work.
grew immune to like healing magic the more you were healed.
Oh yeah.
That would suck.
Don't give him ideas.
Oh dear.
That might be something for a future campaign I might use.
For a future hardcore campaign. Like, how many times have you cast Cure Wounds on this man in the last 6 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just not affected by paracetamols anymore. I mean,
He's starting to get addicted. Like he's getting withdrawals when he
is
doesn't
this
get enough
guy
magic
atrophied
imbued into-
enough that I could pick him up quite easily to move him a bit further away from the water?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. This guy was nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna
Bones and wet skin.
I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna put him to the side of the room, like up against one of the walls, and I'm gonna give him my blanket from my pack.
Okay. You do so. Okay, and yeah, that's. I've really fucked up my luck by rolling so many 20s last session. So. Oh, I'm so sorry, Isaac. So, outside of the Luster Restoration spell aura, you pick him up and put him onto the ground. You're fiddling around with the pack, and you hear just slowly stops breathing,
I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying.
almost as if he rolled a natural one on his on his check for this.
I'm gonna
Just
cast
spare the dying.
Spare the Dying.
Spare the Dying. What does this Spare the Dying do?
Instantly
exactly?
stabilizes someone.
He's not at 0 HP. His body.
He's dying of old age.
He's dying of old age.
Ah.
He's dying. Yeah. He basically he was in a spell aura that stopped him from perishing, so that he could be tortured for eternity.
Nice.
And you
killed
cast
him.
Spare the Dying. You killed him.
I mean, to be fair, he was already dead.
It's the
You know,
trolley
yeah.
problem. Do I save him from being tortured for all eternity, or do I kill him by saving him?
I mean, I'd rather pass away, to be honest, if that was my life.
Yeah.
So
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
I mean, I think that would be anyone's thing.
Yeah, you cast Spare the Dying, and it kind of like it brings just a little bit of light back to his eyes, and he smiles, and he tries saying something, and from you can't read lips, but you think it might have been thank you. And then
Okay. I am gonna just give him a
There you
quick
go.
last rites.
I'll do the same. Yeah.
We
Send
just-
them off
just
properly.
the two priesty people are just gonna make sure his
It's
soul reaches where it
just
needs to
like-
be.
It's like a Catholic and an Orthodox priest are both praying over the same body.
We're not sure, okay?
No, I would just love it if they're elbowing.
Cover all
If
bases.
they're just elbowing each other, just like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
My soul, my soul. Ah, ah, ah.
Who's hissing? Is it the Catholic priest in that?
Well, yeah, I guess that's.
There
what-
would
Yeah,
be
the Orthodox
Isaac.
would be clawing.
And there's the Protestant burst is like, sorry, I was late. And just like, just keep it. It's got like a broom at the two of them. Just get back, get back.
Church of London guy's got an umbrella that he's like, ha, ha! It's like opening it and closing it.
Oh God.
Oh god. Top memes though.
London.
We'll say
Anyway.
top
Yeah,
memes.
yeah. But yeah, he passes away in the time in the few minutes after he has been he left the torture platform, the rack. Everybody just kind of get quiet for a second.
Well, I guess it's time to move on then.
That
Anything
was-
about Fulmer in that journal, Sedna?
No, or I would have said something.
Maybe the name, you know. Yeah.
It's
Doesn't matter.
Galafar's
That's it.
journal, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I think it's just like, told you so.
Turn behind her back, just go, yeah!
Yeah, no. It's this. It's hold on.
Oh God. Camera movements.
Yeah, just
Oh,
yeah.
God damn it.
God damn it, Mitch. I'm
I'm
gonna have to text Mitch dad and be like, go in there and slap the shit out of your son.
So, you,
Got a father. Red.
I'm gonna take those away from you guys.
Made your dad go.
Um,
Hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, you with that exchange, it all kind of gets quiet, and you notice the waves have stopped. There's definitely been enough time for another wave to happen, but it doesn't.
Uh-oh.
I guess it's time
Instead-
we get moving.
Water starts flowing over the lip of the pool and starts to drip onto the previously dry section of the room, and keeps happening. And
Okay.
starts to drip more.
I'm gonna pick up my blanket and let's get going.
Let's keep moving. I don't like the way that. I don't. That shouldn't be happening. Yes. Yes. And given the fact that we're 100 feet under sea level, I don't.
Yeah,
I
we
do
might
not
want to
like
leave.
chances.
Hmm.
Let's keep moving. And she makes a move for the other door, the one that's closest to you now, not the one that you entered the room. The other one, the one you have not gone through yet. And you start to go through, and it's very much similar to the previous corridor, though it does go up slightly. And as you keep going up, it gets a bit more steeper as it goes, almost like exponential, before it kind of evens out into just a kind of a steep stairwell. And after about maybe 5 minutes of climbing up this stairwell, you hear kind of a bubbling noise, and when you look behind you, the entrance to this stairwell that you came in through is now just water, as if the previous chamber filled entirely and is slowly filling up the stairwell behind you. And it's enough that if you keep a good pace, you're keeping ahead of it. But if you slow down for any length of time, it starts catching up to you.
We need to
And
keep moving.
Yeah, and you're keeping going, and it's more of like a winding path now, and you start winding up and keep winding, and up, and up, and up as you go. Are you guys being stealthy, or are you just going at this point? Because that'll change your speed as well. I just need to know.
Well, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm slow as shit, so it's up to everyone else.
Did we leave our horses out of this chamber?
I'm assuming you left your
Yeah,
horses
yes,
because
we
there
left
wouldn't be
them
enough
out,
room
yeah.
to go through the
Just-
because Sesh had a problem. Sesh had a problem getting through that thing.
Yeah.
A horse would have a problem as well. So yeah, you so if you're not going stealthy, then okay. So it's about 10 minutes after entering this corridor, and this one's a bit wider now. It's wide enough that two people can go abreast up these stairs. Like it kind of opened up a bit. And you're going, and the water just keeps kind of keeping pace with you as you go up, as it's filling. And ahead, you hear two voices. Two male voices speaking in common. And it'd echo pretty easily, so you'd probably all hear it. Did you hear that? No, No, what? No, there it is again. Hello? Is anyone out there? Help! And it's ahead and around a curve of you, maybe
Okay,
20 feet.
from now I'm gonna start looking for traps.
Okay.
if I can, while we walk,
And Owen's
Are
gonna
you-
draw his
as we
swords.
approach the
I,
noise.
I will assist with the trap finding.
Okay.
Give me a
I will
perception
ready
check
my
with
bow.
advantage. Ah!
Aha.
Natural 20.
Someone,
Alright.
please give me something to shoot at.
You don't see any traps.
Okay, cool.
Yep. You do not spot any trap as you're going ahead. But when you keep moving forward, you notice around on the left side of this stairwell is a hole that has bars, like vertical bars,
Oh, no.
filling.
Like it's a hole on the floor.
No, it's on the wall.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's on the wall.
They're
It's
like jail cells on the wall
on the wall, and you
Up-
see
of the
You see
stairwell
ch-
that's filling with water as we run up it.
two individuals, older gentlemen, who look to be emaciated, like they haven't eaten, and one of them, and they're both like leaning up against the bars, and they're looking, and then like the bars are maybe like that thick, so not enough for your head or anything to get through, but they're just like leaning up there, and they're trying to spot through it. And just, hello, is anyone down there? Hello, we can hear you.
What's the best to do?
Sedna doesn't seem. Sedna's pushing on. She's, we have to keep going. The water's coming. We have to keep moving.
I'm going to switch out to ready my sword and board.
All right. give it a hit a couple of
Did
times.
it?
Bang, bang.
Yeah. Are they gates or just like
It is-
barred walls?
It is inlaid bars, like in the stone of this. Like it is not like there's no opening there. As you're coming across, you get closer and closer. They see you, and they go, "Please, you have food, water, please."
I'm gonna
We'll be
hand.
getting
see-
enough water in the soon.
Did you say that?
SOB.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to them and
You can see behind them is a complex. Like this is like a small room,
yeah.
but behind them is an entrance to this small like little inlet room, and you can see the like looks to be a large complex behind them.
Of prison cells.
Not prison cells, just caves.
Oh,
Caves
okay.
are going by, but they're lit and they go upward.
Can they
So-
get out the other side?
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it
talk
looks
to
like
them.
they can go out the other side. It doesn't look like their exit is barred. They heard something. They came here.
Okay, I'm
and they're trying
gonna go up to them. I've got rations, but I'm not gonna give them to them right away. You can have one of these each. If you can answer me a couple of questions.
While we drown. Sorry, did that come out loud?
Please no drown.
Please, anything, please.
When was the last time you saw people? Other than us.
They look to
How
each
are they
other.
supposed to keep track of time?
They can give us a rough estimates.
I don't remember.
Okay, so this place isn't an active working condition. People don't
When were
frequent
you
back and forth.
born?
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say, R1?
When were you born?
I have to double check the date. Actually. Oh, I have a calendar. I have to look through my notes, but I have a calendar. I have a website. I've worked out.
While I'm asking these questions, I'm also scanning the bars. Just, do I see any weaknesses or anything?
1820.
Oh shit,
Desk age.
that's a long time ago.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
That he was born. But he looks a bit older
Okay.
than that. But that might just be the fact that he's been stuck in a prison for the most of
while.
his adult life.
What was the date of your internment?
What's the date now?
Tell me the date.
I don't know.
You don't remember, as in the date you were interned.
He's asking what date is it now. He doesn't remember. You asked how long ago it was the date he was interned. So,
No, I said what was the date.
what was the date? It would be 1835.
Oh God.
Oh god. Useless. What's the situation with the water?
It's slowly rising. It's about maybe, if you like, you go back around the curve, it's maybe about 20 feet closer now. You think you have maybe 4 minutes before it catches up to you completely? And it's making a very disconcerting, like every time it gets up a little bit, it is a little bit of bubble is coming up as like little oxygen pockets from below.
Can I open these in any way? Is there a lock on these bars, like a gate or anything?
This is no. It doesn't look like this is supposed to be an exit. This looks like it's just an
They were
it's,
they've been sealed in.
they've been sealed in, and this is it. And there's just a collection of caves behind. Please, food.
I give them the rations each.
They take the rations and like it's gold to them, and they're just like coveting. And they're, thank you.
Now fly, you fools!
Yeah.
Fly,
They immediately like scurry away. They're scurrying. They're scurrying through, and they're like almost
Isaac
animal.
begrudgingly walks away.
We won't be able to save everyone, Isaac. And then Arwen's just gonna take off running up the stairs.
Right. After you give them the food, actually, R1, you were in the back and you were checking on the water.
Yeah.
After the food was given, and you're just about ready to go. You can see the water start to rise quicker now. It's like when
Stop
It's starting-
helping people.
it's starting to
You
go
don't
quicker.
know that it's going quicker.
Guys, the water's rising quicker! Run!
Yeah.
Flee!
And to keep ahead of it, you do have to run. We're
Um,
having to do.
Someone help pick me up and carry me, because I'm not fast
I
enough.
will duly, I will duly pick you up and carry you.
Have you,
Grab him by the
boss?
scruff of the neck.
No, I like the idea that it was because the water level was like slightly at our feet. He just puts Arwen on the shield and like ties the shield to his belt, like in terms of like on a rope. So it's just like sledding him.
Whee!
If it wasn't for the fact we could all die, this would be awesome.
Everything is awesome.
And Sedna, well, this whole time she's like been trying to while you were dealing with him, has been trying to like. We gotta
Okay,
move,
we're
we
going
gotta
now.
get going. We gotta get going, and we shouldn't have stopped and just start moving. She's ahead of you now. Bondla's with her the whole time, and you keep going up the stairs. At this point, you're going at a quicker pace. You're moving much quicker. When you maybe about another 5 minutes of a running pace before you see an exit to the stairwell, and the water is keeping pace with you this whole time. It is right behind you, and you can. And now it's starting to, because of the way that it's quickly filling. Pardon me. That it's quickly filling. The rush of air is also starting to come out. Like you're getting like it fills up, and then you get like as air is spilling out from underneath it. It's getting more disconcerting, especially if you're not looking back at it often. You're just hearing these sounds. But then you finally get through this stairwell, and you stand on a semi-dry stone path that goes straight ahead of you with two deep pools to the left and right of you. These pools are filled with deep water from the looks of it. It is again made of a what's the word? It looks to be made of like a carved gray stone. and there are metal valves on the opposite wall. 2 sets of metal valves on the opposite wall, but there does not seem to be any exits to this chamber. That looks to be it. And when everybody gets across and the water reaches the edge of the or reaches the top of the stairwell, it starts filling the room little by little. It definitely has lessened its pace, but you can tell maybe in like 20 minutes this room would be filled with water. But right now, on the path that you were on, which is straight, with the 2 larger pools, deeper pools to your left and right, and then a platform on the opposite side, creating like a T of walkable terrain. You'd have to swim anywhere else in the room.
I think you can put me down now. Thank you.
I just unceremoniously put you down.
Dump him. Yeah, just dump him
Yeah.
there.
It's like a little splash of water, like a. And by the way, it's salt
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Yeah, it's salt water. This whole all the waters you've been encountering is salt. I think this is seawater. So yes,
Thanks.
you are in this room. There is a path ahead of you that is about maybe 3-person wide, and that's what you've.
And this platform on the far end has access to these 2 valves.
Sets of valves.
2 sets
Yes.
of valves. Oh, good. Puzzles. All right, let's go. No point in standing here.
Anything in the book? I say to Sedna.
None of this was in the book, or else I would have said something.
Well,
Do you think I'm keeping this? Do you think I would keep anything else private at this point?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know. Just asking. God damn it.
Owen's gonna stand himself up and just start running towards the other end of the room.
Give me a second.
Setting off every trap on the way there. Oh boy.
Oh, hey, it's a map.
A map called Water Room.
Would you
That's
look at that? It's a
encouraging.
map.
It's a map. It's a map.
Uh-oh, map time.
Is loading. Wait for that then.
Just popping everybody down for this. I also need to put bomb on here.
I'm getting real vibes of Final Fantasy Battle. I'm just waiting to summon.
Okay.
All right, I've
There
got
are
everybody
8
on the map.
people in the room with us, right?
Oh, I
there are
forgot about the other 2 people.
Yeah, there are 8 people total in this room, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just I like how you just called them B.
Bandit and
Well,
bandit.
they're using the bandits
Yeah.
thing instead of commoner because that way they can actually have some weapons. I'm just gonna put everybody on the actual map grid.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You don't want Arwen up front. You want me up front.
Well, I was just putting you close together. I'll do this. That's right here. You're close
One
because
of
you
the bands
dropped
fell
him.
into the water.
Because you dropped him, which meant that you.
So
yeah,
there,
that.
you said there's some valves.
There's 2 valves. So basically, it's in the top left-hand corner and the bottom left-hand corner of this map would be where the valves are. They're completely opposite of each other in the room. They're metal. They look to be brass or some sort of brass-like material. and they are above the water by about 2 or 3 feet. So about a normal-sized humanoid, like
How
chest high.
how clear is the water?
The stuff you're walking on is very clear. You can definitely see the paths, but it's like a murky black over on left and right of where you're at.
I'm gonna take a copper piece, cast light on it, and throw it into the water.
Okay, you start slowly going down, doing that thing where coins kind of do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowing down. Give me whoever wants to take a look. Give me a perception check.
I'm
Are
casting
we in
something.
dim light?
No, because the two crewmates and Bond are
Nat
both
20.
both have torches that they're
Oh
using.
God,
So
seven.
you're in regular light. It's fine.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. We got 2 Nat 20s there.
I'm busy casting something. I'm not making a perception check.
Okay.
My Nat
so
20's bad. You're a Nat 20.
why did you have advantage on that, Isaac?
I
You didn't
didn't.
make me enough.
That
yeah,
was
it is.
that was the previous one.
That was the previous one.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I got a 9.
Okay, so Rivellon and Arwan, as well as Sadna, as it drops down, and which pool did you plop it into? The top or bottom one?
Top.
Top one. Plop it into
It's
the
the one
top one.
closest to me.
It starts going down and down and down and down and down, and then
Down.
R1 and Rivellon, you see something cross between you and the light, like large,
Oh shit.
like a serpent-like figure.
Oh god.
Like
Would it be like a dragon type thing?
Yeah.
you don't
Oh
know.
shit. Go.
And then a couple of
Run.
seconds later, you see another one.
Oh fuck.
Something in the water.
Yeah. Let's move to somewhere where we're not flanked by water on both sides.
So I cast Water Walk on everyone in the room because it's a 10-person spell.
Is that concentration?
Nope. One action.
No.
How long does
One
that last?
action.
1 hour.
Oh.
Nice. We're all walking
Yeah,
on the
up
water
to-
now.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
you all raise up like a quarter inch.
Oh, that was weird.
That's
You
weird.
see Sesh is holding like a piece of cork in one hand and her holy symbol, and she's muttering something, and then it stops. Better.
Okay.
Then it's just like, bruh.
All right. And that's one action to cast.
Yeah, it basically means that the water now counts as solid ground for everybody. So it's just like walking on.
Well, when
flat
you're
ground.
walking on it, you can still be dragged into it as long as your feet aren't
Yeah.
touching. That's the thing. You can still be dragged into the water, or you can
Actually,
fall
if
into
cast
the
on
water.
somebody who's under the water, they rise to the surface at 60 feet per second, 60 feet per round.
Yeah, they can't, but they can still be dragged under. Is the thing,
Right.
if they're being forced under. It's not like it's actual solid ground. It's like it acts as solid
I'm
ground.
also
Yeah,
gonna
it acts as solid ground.
I'm gonna make sure that I've thrown my pebble into the air.
All right. It starts floating around your head slowly, and as you begin to go to move,
God.
We can't be surprised, remember?
Oh thank you. Oh
I'm
yeah.
surprised. You were all within 30 feet of me.
oh yeah, you are correct. So
I'm glad I just said that.
yeah,
I was waiting for him to say surprise attack or something like that. It's like, can't do surprise attack. They're all within 30 feet of my bow.
I just want to ask one thing. The wording of the bow itself, does it say creatures does it say friendly creatures or creatures that you choose? That you impart.
Allow me to go and check for you.
I want to check that
But me
because I want to
Spidey
see.
bow is awesome. I'd just like to point that out.
It is.
It's really cool.
Spidey bow is tingling.
It's
This magic weapon warns you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have the advantage of initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
Okay.
The
Do you
weapon
consider?
magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins.
Okay. Do you consider the crew? Do you consider Sedna, Bonla, or the two crew members your companion?
Basically,
No.
he's asking, do you want to see the red shirts get dragged under?
Do you view them as friendly or friends?
Wow. Poor red shirts.
They're paying us,
You would have to-
remember? They are paying,
They're paying.
you, remember?
They're paying, but you would have to choose. You'd have to make the actual decision. Are they something that?
As a person who has lived their life on their own, except for a small pack of wolves, and is not easy to trust, no, I do not consider them as my companions. Only my companions are my companions.
Okay, those poor people.
Bonla
It's
is
their fault.
dragged under the water. Rip Bonla.
No, it's going to be that bandit that's also not in formation. He's there in prime red shirt position. I've never seen Star Trek, but I know how this shit goes.
I've seen Alien, and that's basically the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah, fair.
You've also got stormtroopers.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Criminally
fall into that pit.
underrated. They're much more effective in the books and the comics.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah,
Stormtroopers.
but unfortunately, Disney has specifically stated anything that's not in the movies is not canon. Because
I don't care.
What is it they call it?
Nobody.
Care.
Yeah.
so
They call
what
it? They call it
occurs?
they give it some sort of weird name.
It's a
I don't know what they call
legends.
it.
It's a legends.
Legends.
is what they
Legends,
call
yeah.
it. It's a legend. What they call it. Yeah, legends instead of canon. So what happens? By the way, the okay, because they only did that. So what happens is as you're beginning to walk, the water to your, because you're walking that way, your water to your right explodes outward, and a large serpent-like creature comes up.
No, okay.
It's what's his name
Is that a
from
huge
the Dark
creature?
Souls movies.
No, that's a large. That's a large.
fuck.
Huge would be 3 across. Huge would be 3 across. That's a large creature.
Oh,
It's,
kill.
That's
Is
a
it a
big
dragon?
gnarly
What's
boy.
his name? It's the thing from Dark Souls 1 that comes out of the church.
Please no. That still makes me rage. I've never really gotten really got an attack on Dark Souls.
I told you, there
I
was a
do love
bandit
that.
out of formation. I've seen enough TV.
This man's about to get himself eaten. Congrats, sir.
I have to make the description work so you guys all get inside of your get immersed into the world.
Let me just crack open another cold one for this man who's about to die.
So none of us are surprised by this. We were just like halfway about. Oh, there's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, you were all just like oh, something's coming! And he's just like, what?
Wilhelm scream as he gets pulled into the sea.
Yeah.
You're going to edit in a Wilhelm scream when he eventually dies.
This serpent seems to be 12 to 15 feet long and 5 feet thick at its most. Its body scales are thick and hard, making it somewhat looking somewhat sluggish compared to some of the other sea creatures you've seen. It has one other notable feature, though. It has multiple rows of long, sharp teeth that line its jaws beneath large, lidless red eyes with white pupils.
Fuck.
And so this creature is going to get a surprise attack on the bandit.
The poor bandit bastard.
Let's pour out. Let's pour one out for that
bastard.
poor man. Pour one out for that poor bastard. He did.
So he's going to target the bandit.
The bandito.
So this creature gets a surprise round on half the party, but not the other half. Is that kind of what's happening?
Well, it gets a surprise round on the one. It's kind of finicky. Once this is done, everybody will start up. It's just a thing. But it's going to go ahead and let's see here. What's it going to do now?
It's going to go to Minnesota.
It's going to go to Minnesota. All right. So okay, it's going to make an attack on the bandit. So it makes a bite attack. And rolls a natural 1.
Wow.
Fuck.
We warned that bandit just in time.
There you go.
all of those guys
and he just goes, what? And him moving and like going like that, the creature hits where he just was, and you see the teeth of this thing embed by about 3 or 4 inches into the stone before it unlatches and then sinks back into the water.
Nope.
Well, that was lucky.
How tall is this chamber?
How tall is the chamber?
Can he
Probably
fly?
it's probably about 8 feet tall from where you're at right now. Probably about 8. It's not tall. It's not a tall chamber.
Okay. Just
deep.
noting that I can get further off the ground if I need to. Even if there is a hover above the water.
I'm gonna roll your guys' initiative because I can do that for the whole whole kit and caboodle.
Does that take into account rivals' advantage?
No, but I'm going to I'll have him roll initiative as well, and I can automatically
Okay.
do that. So, okay, well, rival just rolled an 18. Or he got an 18 on his initiative. What's your initiative
Blinded.
modifier?
Could you take blinded off, please?
Oh, that's from the last one. Give me a second.
And Sesh didn't roll initiative.
My initiative modifier is a -1.
Oh, so you rolled like I won, and now have 0?
Negative.
You have yeah, it doesn't actually allow 0, so I'm just gonna put 1 down. You have the minimum.
Oh, Roach, before we get too deep into this, it turns out that I increased the
boys.
level and did everything except deal with my HP. Can I deal with that very quickly now?
Yeah. Wait, you should actually have been able to.
It should have automatically done it. It
should have
auto-rolls it.
done that.
It doesn't look like it has.
55.
Yeah,
Because I changed my level back down to 5 and it didn't change it. And I changed it up and it didn't seem to change it.
Okay.
Did you drag the class thing of the list on the right hand side?
The what?
How did you
have
level
that
up?
little display on the?
So, yeah, I opened it up and then I just changed level.
No, that's not how you do it
No,
on this.
that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Bring it back down to 5. Bring it back down to 5. Do that. Because if you do that, it's just you're just adding. It doesn't know what you mean. So
Okay.
So now what you do is you go to classes, that tab and
On the right.
the right side, on the right, and bring up that,
Yeah.
and then you'll drag and drop the the barbarian onto your character sheet because he doesn't know what you mean when you add a level number to that. Because you can take multi-classing, so you're putting
there we go.
another. Yeah, there you go.
64, gosh.
Yeah.
You have
So that's
almost double my health, Ustinia.
I don't have the highest health, but I have the second highest health.
I have the second lowest health of the party.
No, I have the highest health out of the players. It's
Oh,
the NPCs I do not beat.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I have
the lowest
highest
of the
out
players.
players. Barn.
Sedna and Bonla have the highest.
I am 3 bandits.
Yep. Bandits are not good. Okay, so it's Bonla's first. Bonla's going first because he rolled 22 on his. That's what I meant to do. Rivellon, roll a d20.
Hang on 1 second. Just let the combat tracker come. There you go. In case it rolls onto it.
Okay, you keep what you got because that would have been a 13 with your
Yeah.
initiative modifier, so you're fine.
Huh?
Remember, your bow gives you advantage on initiative, but that doesn't work right in the when I roll initiative for everybody. So
Yeah.
you just rolled your second roll for that, and you already have an 18.
Yeah,
So
so
if I had more than 18,
it
That
would
you would
have.
have taken. That I would have modified that to the new number if you had more.
So you might have
Oh,
ended
right,
up going
so-
first, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's because of the bow. But yeah, Bonla's turn, and given the fact that these creatures are in deep water and
Before you start, Isaac is not blinded either.
oh right. Oh yeah.
It's alright. It's alright, Isaac. I've got you covered, mate. Yeah.
We had those things. Okay. So yeah. Does your bow allow you to? It just lets you sense danger. Or does it allow you to know the location of hostile creatures?
No. It just means I can't be surprised.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you don't know where these things are. You just know that
No, I just know
they're nearby.
that if they attack me or anything, or my colleagues within 30 feet of me, then we will sense the danger as soon as it's happening and be able to take appropriate action.
Yes. So, due to the modifications that you guys did, just want to check. How do I sharing selection mode, players? Okay, that's good. Have we locked the tokens? Locked tokens? Okay, tokens are locked. All right. So yeah, with Bonla, you've cast Water Walk, so that means he can go. Jesus, 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's staying there. He's getting in a protective stance around Sedna. And now it's Rivlon's turn.
I will move there.
Right, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, can I do anything? I don't think I can because I don't have a target, do I?
You can hold an action
No.
for when you see it, though. You can hold an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hold an attack.
Yeah,
if you want.
let's do 3 attacks. That's awesome.
Well, you can only hold your action. So if you get 2 attacks for an action,
Yeah.
you can then basically get those 2 attacks. For you hold an action, you have to tell me the trigger.
The trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? So
like when a hostile creature comes within range.
or
Right.
something
That
like it has to be
triggers your
specific
action.
enough that it triggers your action, and it can't be
Right.
misconstrued. So what
So
is
if it
what is
pops
gonna
up
trigger
all
it?
of a sudden, then I'm immediately like.
So
on
if a creature
standby to
pops
shoot
out
it.
of the water.
I do a snapshot sort of thing.
Okay, so if a creature pops out of the water in front of you, I'm going to count that as the south or the bottom pool, the
Right.
nearest. If it pops out of there, you'll get your attack action off that. Okay, so
'Cause
you're holding that.
I can't cast Hunter's Mark or anything because I haven't
No.
got a target to cast it on.
Nope.
Fine, I don't think I can do anything else right now then.
Okay, R1.
I'm gonna move there, and
Okay.
and I will end my turn.
Okay, end your turn there. Sedna's turn. Sedna is going to use her action and a dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Oh, she's crazy.
She's racing up. She sees her goal. She's those valves. She knows what she wants. And she used her action to do that, so that is her full turn. Bandit 1, who recently almost bit the dust, is going to back away from the edge 5 feet and ready his light crossbow for any creature that pops out of the north pool. Bandit 2 is going to stay his ground and ready his action with a light crossbow and look at the south pool. Creature 1. Yeah, is going to burst out of the pool and put its forward section onto the path and attack. It's got 4 choices there, so we're just going to go ahead and roll the D8. 3, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, Isaac. Like,
I
you
knew
were-
it was
you
gonna.
were one or-
I knew it was gonna be me.
you were 1 or 2, and I rolled a 2 on a D8, so that's what it was. So
Easy.
Surely I should have been 1 and 5, but hey.
but no, because it's a D8, so
No,
1
'cause
and
the-
2, 3 and 4.
Or whatever
I'm
the
cutting-
equal side is. I should have been 1 and 7. So then you're opposite sides.
Well, no, it's just,
then
it's
the-
just a range. It's just a range. I mean, I could have just rolled a D4, but it would have given me the same probability of going on. You had a 1 in 4 chance of getting selected.
So you're getting bitten, is what happened.
You're getting bit. You
Yep.
get bit. But the bandit 1 does get his attack of opportunity. So he's going to go ahead and fire his light crossbow on the creature.
It's going for nothing.
Why does this thing look like something straight out of Berserk?
And he missed. He missed because he's a fucking bandit. So
With a 15.
Fucking.
He
With a
missed.
15, yes.
He missed with a 15 on a large creature. My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking
What, you think this is going to be fucking easy? You're raiding the treasure cove of a goddamn pirate lord. What are
We
you-
don't know that.
I know you don't know that, but that's because you people don't ask questions.
Lamau.
Lemieux.
You people don't ask questions and vet your fucking
I
employer.
tried asking questions. It just doesn't work, okay? Because you're rolling like a god.
He was
time I
rolling
don't.
like a god.
Hey, I mean, to be honest, we're making money. We're legally making money.
You
sort
made
of.
more money than you know what to do with. God damn it.
Hey,
No,
yeah,
Isaac
this
knows
is-
exactly what to do with his money. Thank you very much.
Give it to the church.
So he's targeting you, and that means he's gonna make his attack. It's bite attack.
Yeah.
Shield.
20.
Oh shit! I need to check that then.
Rip.
Well, no, because I've got the stone as well. What is equal
Hi,
AC?
Mitch, Mom.
Equal AC.
Hey, Mitch,
is-
Mom.
Uh,
Hey,
one
Mitch,
second.
Mom.
Hey, Mitch, Mom. Hello.
Hi, Midge Mom.
Hello, Mitch Cat.
Hello.
No. No, don't leave. Stay. Bye, Mitch, Mom.
Sorry about that.
Okay, the attacker rolls a d20, adds their attack bonus. If the result equals or exceeds the target's
Okay, so it
armor
hits.
class, the target hits. So it still hits, just barely.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Just barely.
that stays for the entire round, so I've got 20 AC for this entire round.
Yeah, yeah. Keep an eye on. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So once it gets back to you, or once it gets back to the creature's turn, this creature's turn again, then it'll have dissuaded.
Mhm.
Because it's one round. So that does. Ooh.
Ooh,
14.
that's half of my health. Oh god.
14 damage. I'm just gonna double check this for a second.
It seems about right.
Okay. You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God.
Can you stop rolling my things for me? That feels really horrible.
Well, it works
Yeah.
better this way because then it automatically applies the effect if that happens. So,
I
but you succeeded. You succeeded because it was a DC 14. You rolled a 17, or you would have been poisoned for 1d4 rounds.
I'd hope concentration saves are kind of good for sorcerers. Like,
Constitution.
that's what I meant. Well, that's what it is. It's concentration, isn't it?
By the way, did I roll a natural 18, 19, or 20? No, that was a 13. Okay. You don't need to know why I need to know that.
Yes, you do.
Auto crits on those, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Or poison or
Yeah,
something.
we're feeling that. Yeah.
We're feeling that. We're feeling that. Okay, so it only gets one attack for its round, so that's it for that
That's good to
guy.
know.
Yeah.
Ow!
And by the way, that thing
Yeah.
just chomped. It just chomped. It got your arm, and it's just like, ah! Just like inside of it. So next
sounds like a good time.
creature. Next creature. It's gonna move a little bit. So 5, 10, 15. and it's gonna burst out.
Fuck.
It's gonna burst out in front of R1
Jesus.
and try and bring the thing, bring the little morsel that it sees into the water.
Why is everyone racist?
You
Why
watch
are you
this.
so red?
So it targets R1 and makes an attack roll. Oh,
Fuck you! Fuck you, snake serpent thingy.
missed on a 12. Missed on a 12.
One's just there like,
Yeah, I love the way you've actually made them kind of go the other side, the side I'm not covering. Thanks, DM.
Hey, they were
You chose which way I
pre-planned.
was looking.
They had pre-planned, and you were closer
Yeah,
to that.
you
You,
were- you
agreed to.
chose
I
which
gave
way I was
I gave you an option. I said, "Is that the one?"
No,
you
you
wanted?"
didn't.
go,
You said
"Yeah."
I'm going to make you be facing. The
To be
the-
fair,
going to assume-
you're the one that picked the direction. To be fair,
I said I assumed, and I always allow
No,
you guys
no,
to
no.
change it.
You said
Either
I'm
way.
making you.
Either way,
You lying
5.
DM.
That's his job.
you'll have to go through the recording afterwards. Be like,
Oh, don't worry, we will.
and down on the south pool, a third creature bursts from the water and attacks.
Oh, now the third creature.
Sedna. But you get an option to attack Rivalon.
take
You have your
two
attacks.
shots.
Take
Oh,
two
I'm taking
shots.
my 2 shots.
Target the creature and try and hit him.
just pew pew.
Oh, I'm taking my 2 shots.
pew pew.
Where's my third creature? Oh,
down.
there.
Control click right on the token.
No, I was couldn't see where the third creature was.
Oh God.
It's about to
They
eat
just
said now.
coming.
Yep.
How many of them are
Right,
there?
here we go.
For us to get.
Here we go. You ready? Oh, no, I've lost all my clicks. That's why I can't find it.
You can just click the sword icon, and that'll do the drop down for your attacks in the combat tracker if you need it quickly. That's a hit with the 20. That hits.
Roll
Um,
damage.
Damage.
Roll your damage. Okay, 6 damage. That's decent. 24 hits. 5 damage is okay. So, quickly, when you see it burst out from the water, you're able to legless the shit out of it, and two arrows race out and embed themselves in like little bits in between scales that are on the side of this creature. It's serpentine scales. But it's going to target Sedna because
It's hungry. And a half elf is tasty.
they hungry, and Sedna raced out because she's so close to her goal, and that's what she needs. That's what she wanted. So it's gonna target her and attack.
At least we don't have to
hit.
worry too much about mobility. That's one good thing.
Hit on a 17. So that's gonna do X amount of damage.
Oh, wow, that's 3 die.
17 damage.
Partially resisted.
Yeah, part of it is poison.
Ah, and she's resistant to poison.
She's resistant to poison. Is she immune to poison? No. So save on Constitution. Let's see. She failed that, which means Sedna is now poison, which she is not. She's resistant to poison, but she's not immune to poison condition. So you see, Sedna gets like bit on on the arm, and it tries to drag her in. But you can also see like an ichor liquid leak out from the wound and start dripping onto the water, and Sedna is like a little bit thrown from the attack, a little bit more than she should be, as if she is.
She's used to being the poisoner, not being the poisoned.
Yeah, Ustenia.
Mhm.
Woohoo! There's a creature in front of you. He's big.
I am
big.
simple man. I see big creature. I rage and attack creature.
I murder a creature with vast fury.
Oh, I need to send you a link to a hoodie I saw, Ustinia. Utari. It just says, it's like a hoodie that just says, I would like to rage.
Yes. Well, at the moment, I am equipped with the silvered longsword and shield, so I will be going for.
All right.
Oh yeah!
That is a critical hit.
Critical.
Oh yeah.
Critical
It's
hit.
gonna recognize the damage automatically.
Yeah, it'll
Oh,
receive.
baby. Oh, baby.
Oh baby! 13 damage.
A triple.
Yes.
And I'm gonna attack him again.
All right, go ahead.
Dude, that's so
Oh,
close
yeah.
to another one. Oh my god.
Okay, the creature
you're
seems to be
fucking bitches
taking damage. Like it's you're cutting into it, and it is hurting. But
It's
it's not
hurted.
bloodied yet.
It's hurted.
Is that the end of your turn? Or are you just gonna stay there and you're just gonna keep hitting that thing next turn?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Keep whacking.
So that's the end of your turn. So then we
Mhm.
go on to Isaac.
Okay, new spell time, everybody. Here it goes. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians. You see Isaac grabs his holy symbol. It's the first time he grabs his holy symbol for a spell. And in a 15-foot radius around me that doesn't affect any of my comrades, you see out of the holy symbol loads of ethereal spirits of angels start appearing. And they start flit around me. So in the 15-foot radius around me, for the duration of the spell, which is 10 minutes... these angelic creatures will protect my friend. So the area around me is designated as difficult terrain for anyone who's hostile to me, as in that I haven't designated as my friends, which is all the lovely people in our party today. And I need them to make a wisdom saving throw. All the creatures within 15 that are hostile. And they'll have to do this every time they start their turn in this radius.
Okay, so there's two of them that are in that range right now. Do they have to make that wisdom saving throw right now?
Yes. So once when the spell's cast, and then once at the beginning of their every turn that they start in this radius.
Okay. So they
I'll be back in a second. This
Right.
room is toasty. I need like a quick second.
It's all the Prosecco.
So
Yeah, and the
creature-
PC like cooking this room as well.
Oh yeah.
So if
I
anyone
know-
would
I
like
know
to
that
read the
feels.
spell, it's right there.
So creature one, the one that's attacking you, makes a wisdom saving throw of 19.
Okay, where's my spell save DC on these character sheets?
Should come up on like the actual spell, right?
It's an area of effect, so I have to... Okay, wisdom DC 14. That doesn't sound right. I swear my spell save DC would be higher than that.
Oh no, that's hold on. Your spell save DC is your
No, that might be right because
10.
it's wisdom. So it'd be 10 plus the modifier plus your spellcasting ability.
Spell level. Yeah, and spell
yeah.
level.
Oh, and spell level.
No, spell level doesn't
No.
matter.
Okay.
Oh no,
spell
that's
level
the thing in
doesn't matter.
Pathfinder. Sorry, that's the thing in Pathfinder.
Okay,
not
then it's a DC 14. So yeah, he passes.
DC 14.
It's alright. He's still
Yeah,
going to
that's
take
okay.
damage, just half as much.
All right, and creature two, the one that's attacking Arawan, makes his saving throw at 14.
Okay, so they both succeed. So they take. Hold on. Is there a way that I can cast this on the sheet? I should have maybe done. There's the radiant. There is a way. Okay, I can make them roll the saves. I've just found the button to do it. It was in a different drop down.
Okay. Well, okay, for future reference then.
Yeah, so
Next time.
I'll do the damage and then you half it then.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a second. That'll be 6, so...
So they take 3. That's a really poor roll on... That was a 1, a 2, and a 3 on 3d8.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. Well, that's because you rolled a 3, 1, and a 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh, it is nice
now
to see the
so there's
one,
now
two,
this
three.
aura around us, and that moves when I move as well. So 15 foot around me at all times. There is this this flying group of angels, and
Half expected Roach to be like, you don't get that because Paylor's mad at you.
Yeah.
Taylor's not mad. He's just disappointed.
No,
Oh, that's so much worse.
That's worse.
All right.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
and I can't do any more level 1 spells at this level. Then yeah, or do I quicken
you
spell?
move?
Do I? Not without incurring an attack of opportunity.
Sure. You do have shield on, which means you have a DC of 20.
Yeah, it still hit me though, and it's probably got a good bonus. Okay, I'm going. I know what I'm going to do because it's a cantrip. I'm going to quickly unselect these creatures. I'm going to expend a spell.
You've
no.
used an action to.
I'm going to use. I am going to quicken spell, cast a cantrip on me, and I'm going to cast Blade Ward on myself, which gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Okay, all right, that works. Okay. using your thing. That's
All right,
good.
yeah,
Please help! And I'm going to say as my free action, oh, that hurt!
And these things are making hissing noises. They're not even making like roars or anything like that. It's like a serpent hiss, but like.
Question: is this
Yeah.
one monster with multiple heads or multiple monsters?
I don't know.
It's a Hydra. We're about to get our shit pushed in.
Fuck.
I don't know. Do you know? I don't know.
Well,
We don't know yet.
Sesh, it's your turn. Do
Hi.
you know?
No, unfortunately not. Unless Hydras are a thing in a Grey Waste, which they probably are, but still.
Water Hydra.
Yeah, just good old Dark Souls 1 yet again. Fucking Hydras.
this counts as a dragon, doesn't? Don't you need to tell Rival because it's one of his favorite enemies now? That's what he's been
is your
getting.
favorite enemy?
He's been
Yeah, that's
getting
what
at
I've been
that for the
saying. I've been
entire
asking
time.
that for like ages, and you never answered me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Does it count as a dragon? It is a dragon. It is counts as a dragon.
Okay, so this is in a new. This is his level 6 favorite enemy.
This is your level 6 favorite enemy, so you can. So you get. What does that mean? You.
Oh, I'm going to check. I'm going to check.
Yeah, read that up in the time. Sesh, go ahead and do your turn.
Is it dragon?
Powers. Where do they? In the main. So.
You just saw Isaac get a shit kicked in by one of these things,
Yeah.
and do remarkably little against them as well.
Yeah.
In return.
Like there's like all these angelic
It
forces appear.
threw me, okay. The angels
I
got
am
out of the necklace and went, oh shit, what is this?
Oh damn! What the fuck?
It shouldn't move like that.
Yeah. Like. All right. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Isaac. So I'm gonna target him. Hang on. Let me just control click him in the thing.
You can control click my token as well now, remember.
There we are. I'm targeting you. Yeet. Oh, nice.
Oh, thank you.
And I also heal for 3, but it doesn't affect me because.
Wait.
You haven't been damaged.
Is that the max that you could have healed me?
Yes.
Okay. Do remember to tell me because I can go and make us re-roll any dice. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Because Isaac's
that's-
broken. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm touched by gods. It's just my thing.
Or are you just touched in the head?
Oh.
I mean, equally likely.
Oh, hit.
Brutal.
That's a dirty one. Anyway, I'm going to then use my breath weapon on creature 1.
Okay.
It needs to make a DC 15 Constitution save or take half damage. I should probably add that to the spells.
Well, it rolled a 9, so it did not succeed.
So it takes 3d6 plus my level. So it is 1, 2, 8. No, that's not bad.
16 damage.
16 cold damage, if that affects anything.
Hmm.
Doesn't. No.
So
It's
she's
just
like,
damage.
Now you're gonna demonstrate.
big old poof of smoke
Just
and
poof of
cold
smoke.
freeze.
You're having too much fun with that character trait. Okay, you do so, and because it's salt water, it does not have the it does not hit the freezing point in that
Point,
short
yeah.
amount of time. The creature does seem damaged by it and kind of recoils and makes like a half shriek, pained noise. But it's hurt, but it's not bloodied yet.
Damn it. That's my turn, because that's an action and a swift action, and I'm not moving anywhere, so...
Okay, so Bondless turn.
Bondless
does
just
Bondless
straight up
do?
decapitates this thing with his axe, just like, bitch.
Well, Bondless gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he's going to target this creature that's attacking Sedna, and he's going to use his collapsible spear and throw that son of a bitch at the creature. +7 to the attack, and he rolls, and that's a hit with an 18. And he does 9 damage, or 8 damage to it. So, spear goes like a police baton, like a collapsible police baton, just like, and
A
throws
nightstick.
it. Yeah, nightstick, and it impales itself upon the creature, and it shrieks. But that is the only thing he can do because he does not have anything else to throw.
Throws his axe at it, just fuck it.
And without anything else to throw, he can't use his second multi-attack, and he can't move anymore, so that's the end of his turn. Rivalon, it's your turn.
Right.
And these are dragons.
Yes. So I get, according to the D&D handbook, advantage on wisdom survival checks to track your favored enemies, as well as intelligence checks to record information about them. So, do I know of this monster's weak spot or any weaknesses?
I'll let you use a bonus action to make an intelligence check to see if you know anything about the creatures.
And you get an advantage on it, right?
That would
So-
use, and you get advantage on that, but it would be a bonus action to do so because you're doing this in the middle of combat. So,
See, I wouldn't be if the DM had told me.
well, it's the thing.
Eh.
It's
It's okay.
Roach just reaches over and just like grabs his bottle of water, like.
Finally, Roach realized why he kept asking if this was a dragon or not.
Yes. Right, I will do that on my next turn. On this one, I will cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
on my lovely unidentified creature here.
All right, I identify creature 3.
The one I've already.
Actually, you know what? I'll give you this. Roll an intelligence check with advantage. See if you know what these things are.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yep, go ahead.
Don't question him, damn it.
Advantage.
Ask me one more time, and I'll just say no.
No,
bitch.
bitch.
Get to know.
It's not
Hesitation.
dragon anymore.
Hesitation.
5 fingers for a shot.
Matriculation. Oh, sorry.
19.
19. Okay. You've studied some dragon stuff in your time, and you've had recent chances to kind of learn things and kind of go through some of your notes and to try and brush up on stuff you've learned throughout your time in the wilds. And although you didn't spend a lot of time near the ocean or the water, you did previously when you boarded the boat, you talked with some of the crew, like when you first got onto the initial boat of like the campaign. The
Yeah.
I forget the name of it was, but
The crosswing.
the crosswing. So you learned some things, and this creature seems remarkably similar to a sea serpent, but a subtype called it's called a fanged sea serpent.
Okay. It's a fanged sea serpent. Do I know of any weaknesses? Oh, gloriously powerful DM.
Know any weaknesses? Not off the top of your head. You need to actually make like a check, another check to see if you knew like things
Right,
about
okay.
it. You can identify. That was just to identify it when that was to make up for the fact that you didn't get it initially. But now, Hunter's Mark is on Serpent 1 or Serpent 3.
Okay. Serpent,
So go.
Sea Serpent Fang 3.
Yep. So
And here we go.
go ahead and hit it. Go ahead.
Sorry, I hit that twice. I didn't mean to.
Well, you're gonna do 2 attacks anyways.
Yeah, I know, but you normally like me to do 1 attack and then do a hit and then another attack. And...
Yeah. Well, either way, you just hit once, so roll damage once.
Okay.
7. Okay, that's a hit.
And
Roll a d6. Another 6. Nice.
That's 13.
Great. Still not bloodied.
Well, they're tough old beeps.
Tough old things. Is that all you wanted to do? Because you use your bonus action and your action to attack. So do you want
I'm going to hold my ground because I want to try and...
Do you want to get any closer to the other one that's hiding?
Not right now. Maybe later.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm going to stick that. That's it.
I can tell 2 people in this party right now are looking at things. Midge just found it, and Crimson is looking through the monster manual to see if it's in that one. And
it's not in that one.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. It looked like
no,
you were very concernedly looking through this thing, like where the fuck is it? Nope.
Not that one.
I was definitely looking for it, and oh my god, Roach, you scary motherfucker.
No, I'm going to stop there. That'll be my end of my turn, and I will use my intelligence to try and figure out weaknesses next time.
Right, R1.
All right.
How will you die? That was the monster manual, by the way. I saw you were looking at the monster manual.
Yeah, I know.
I
How
don't know.
big?
I
how
came
big
back
was
and all I heard
that
was Roach's
spider-
maniacal. That's it.
That
was
spider
huge.
that attacked, that took our beloved elf ranger to the other plane.
Yeah.
How big was that?
How big was
That was
that?
Huge,
The-
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
was it larger than a 10-foot cube?
Oh, hold on. Actually, that was
Yes, it was
Huge creature,
15 foot.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me check.
So that was a huge creature.
Was that huge? I actually don't remember.
Yes, it was. It was 3 by 3.
Yeah, I think it was.
That
I
was
forget what its name was, and you guys
Phase
know
spider.
its name.
a phase spider. Yeah.
It came up in Critical Role.
When it's called something different in this book. That's the thing. They're not called the same thing.
Oh. I swear it is a phase spider because I looked it up as well.
No, not a brain spider. Come
A
on.
brain spider.
I got a lot of things in here.
Well, if the consensus right now is it's bigger than 10
This
feet,
thing's a large
fine.
creature. This thing's a large creature in front of you. So that is the large creature is is basically 10 by 10. I mean, it's bigger than that, like actual. It's about
Right,
it's about
yeah.
15 feet long, but it's just in mass. It's about 10 by 10 area that it affects. Like
Right.
corpse spider, corpse spinner. That's what it is. Corpse.
That's what it is.
Yes, that's
It's
it.
That's the thing you had before, and that was huge. That is a huge creature,
Okay.
the spider. So yeah.
Okay, never mind then. I guess R1 will just slash at this thing.
Sure you don't want to run?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Give me more attacks,
Nope.
please.
No, no.
Let me roll an 18,
No,
19, or
it's-
20.
Especially now that he has 2 attacks, or if he's really feeling spicy, 3 attacks.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, R1. Boop it in
This
the
short
snoot.
sword.
Snoot poop.
Snoot.
What is it, control click? Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Snoot.
That one. Oh,
That's a miss.
Oh.
Four
Yeah.
misses.
And then that one. What the?
Whiff!
I think
Yeah,
just
that's monster.
And
You want to get really spicy? You want to go for? You
he's
want to
gonna
go
go
for the
real
third?
spicy with
Spicy.
try for the third. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There's a 26. All right. Damage.
Damn. Okay, 10. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's full roll.
That's max damage.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, you haven't. It's not that you didn't hit it. It's that this thing has really thick scales, and you're just kind of glancing off of it. But the third attack, you're able to actually get some bite with your blade, and you're able to kind of carve into one of the scales a bit. So now it's got like a bit of open skin from like a scale fell off. So you did some damage to it. It worked. Yeah. Yeah. Is that all you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay then. Sedna. Sedna still wants to go get that, but she realizes her situation, so she's going to target the creature, and she's going to try and fight it off. Poisoned has a modifier.
It makes you roll a disadvantage on things, I think.
Disadvantage. So that'll automatically do that because I'm poisoned then. So it should come up. It should be easy unless it's in. Yeah. So that's the thing. So she's going to attack with her, and she doesn't get her assassinate action because they've already all attacked. So she's going to do her normal attack with her short swords. Gets 2 of these. So first one. That's a miss, because you rolled a 13 and a 3. Drop 13, because she's rolling at disadvantage. And the next one... Oh! A 19 and a... Or an 18 and a 17. So she took the 17 plus 6, 23, which hits.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that did... Oh, she rolled a 1 on that damage. So that's
Whoops.
4 damage. Target takes a Constitution saving throw. Succeeds, so it takes half poison damage. And she did 30 poison damage to the creature.
Well,
And it takes half that. So it took 14. Or no, it took 15, and thing already took some damage. Now it is bloodied now, thanks to Rivellon's arrow action.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's going to be the end of her turn, because that's all she really has. Because I think is it a bonus action for this? Okay, yeah. So that's the end of her turn. Bandit 1.
Yeah, go Bandit 1.
Bandit
This is
1.
where they roll a natural 20 and like does like 40 damage somehow. I don't know how.
Yes, something like that. And take
Bandit
the kill.
1 shall
That's my
attack
job.
with his sword, with his cutlass.
Get a promotion if he did kill it, you know?
Yeah. Like, you're getting motherfucking promotion.
Bandit 1 missed. Bandit 2.
You
will target
motherfuckers
the
keep missing.
Will target the creature that is attacking R1.
Phew.
Hits!
Hey!
Hits!
It
Roll a
hit.
16 plus 3, 19. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see what damage he did. 5. 5 damage.
Ah.
A 4 plus
Cool.
1.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad. It's like... it just kind of embeds itself in the creature a little bit. Okay, and that is now...
Okay,
But it's
before
now
you do
Fangs
anything,
who's
it needs to make a thingy save, so I try and do that from my end?
Well, no, I'll do it from my end now, because it's,
no, I've got a thing on my sheet that on the spell.
Okay. But does
So-
it take damage every time it's in the it's in that thing? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So it failed, so it does. Boom.
Hey, better.
12
Takes the
damage.
full 12, and now it's in the thing. Now it's its turn.
Does it have disadvantage on attacking you or anything like that, or is
It's okay. No, it's just his speed is halved in the air because it's difficult terrain.
okay? Yeah. Well, that's fine.
It's
all
not
right, so
moving anywhere. It just wants to eat your ass.
he's not moving anywhere. All right. So, well, actually, he's going to.
And these angels are all around it, so it doesn't, unless it's really intelligent, it probably doesn't know it's directly me that's caused the damage to it.
No, it doesn't know that,
Yeah.
but it attacked you previously.
Yep, I know. That's why I
Yep,
also
sorry.
put Blade Ward on.
Yeah.
It's got a taste
yeah.
for you, you know.
Yeah. Also, your AC is now what it was before. Your
unless
shield
I
is right now.
unless I use a reaction shield, yes.
Yes. Which I mean, you could theoretically do, but that would use another spell slot.
Oh yeah, I know.
Use a spell slot.
Oh, I know. I'm keeping track.
All right, all right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, 20 to hit.
That
Which
hits.
we know doesn't matter because it would.
Yeah, not even gonna shield that one.
Yeah. So that does 18 damage.
Partially
resisted. You partially resisted the 3 damage on that one, so you took 1 less damage on that.
What? What?
Because
Wait,
you only resist bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing. The rest of that.
Oh, the poison. It's mainly poison.
the
damage.
poison.
I have
Poison.
one question. Weren't
Yes.
both creatures in the 15-foot radius?
Yeah, it's
of-
at the beginning
Yeah,
of
but
each
his
of
turn
their
hasn't come
turns.
up yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Come on. They has to.
I just want to make sure.
All right, and you
Oh.
make you roll a
Natural 20.
save.
That's saved.
So you're not poisoned.
Oh god. Why am I tanking this thing?
Just like he's getting bitten down by this thing. And it doesn't have this thing's. I kind of wish this thing had a
Second attack.
second attack. But then again,
It would be
Midge
fucking
knows
OP
what this
if it
thing
did.
does. Yeah, Midge knows what this thing does.
Yeah.
When it rolls
Oh.
a specific die roll.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay. It still has movement. Still has movement. What's it gonna do? It hasn't used a bonus
Its
action.
movement's halved in the area though.
It is.
But it
But what
doesn't
it's
know
going
that.
to It doesn't know that. It's going to back away from you all, taking an attack of opportunity from
All of us.
Sesh, Ustenia, and Isaac. The bandit's not going to take an attack opportunity.
That's
so
if
you all
we
get the
want
attack
to
of
take
opportunity.
it, yeah.
If you want to take the attack of opportunity on that, use your reaction. You can.
Yep. I will do it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Okay, so go ahead and attack and do your damage and everything. Wow, it's a miss. That would be a miss as well.
Yeah, it
even
says
though
it's
you
a
weren't
miss.
targeting it.
No, I am.
Yeah. It doesn't say.
It's
you're
above
targeting
it.
on mine.
It's just the sentence was
Didn't
too
roll
long.
yet. Hang on. There we go. Miss though, so it's fine.
Okay, you weren't targeting it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. None of you hit. None of you hit because you needed more than that. The closest one was Ustenia. I thought
Yeah.
we did more. Okay, so it backs away. That takes 10 feet of movement. It has that many, so it then dips down and just into the
Easy
water.
go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, automatically deselected it from me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's no longer there to be targeted.
It's no longer there to be targeted, and it went
Yep,
down.
no worries.
What's the bubble? What's the bubble around
15
that? How
foot.
many feet? 15 feet. So it moved back 5. It was already. So that's 5, 10. Drops down. Its movements are used 10. So it moved back 10 feet into the water. It's just in there. I think it's just still in
Okay.
there. But
Well, I can't
yeah.
target it at the moment, so you'll.
Well, we can do that manually.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, if it's still there,
Well, it's the start of his turn, so it will be.
if you're still there,
Okay. If I'm still there, but
if you're still there.
hopefully I will
Serpent
be.
2.
Well,
Serpent
I need
2,
to
make your thing. Yeah,
Oh
make it. Yeah,
yeah, it's in there. It's okay. Serpent 2.
Roll the 1.
Failure. Damage. Boom! 22 radiant damage.
Just like gets
It's pummeled
burned.
by angels.
Yeah, it's from this holy damage.
Yeah, these angels, the way I imagine it is, like, the spiritual angels just kind of fly through them and, like, leaves a burn mark.
Kind of, yeah, that works. But either way, this thing still sees a target in front of it, a morsel.
Yeah.
So it's going to try and eat you.
Yeah.
I'm rolling like shit. That was a 5. Rolled a 5 plus 7.
That one's just lucky, man.
He's got that halfling look, you know.
All right.
Are we going to be overrunning here?
Rat time.
Rat.
Yeah, we
time.
are at time.
So I'm going to finish it off with this creature's turn. He's going to back away 5 feet
Which is
from
10
you,
feet of movement.
which is 10 feet of movement. Do you want to
Yes.
take about
I will.
opportunity?
Attack
So
of
go ahead.
opportunity.
Try it. You hit.
Ah,
Roll
there
your
we go.
damage.
Fuck.
Okay. All right. It's gonna take a. It's gonna bloop out, and it's also no longer in your range
Okay.
for your thing. So,
We need to remember that one's in range.
I think we will. Just make a note of it.
Yeah, I am.
And then we'll stop. We'll stop there in the middle of the combat on the top of Serpent 3's turn. Well, we'll go ahead and just pop over to Serpent 3. Or no, we'll keep it on Serpent 2's for right now, and then we'll go to Serpent 3 next time. So yeah, you're in the middle of whatever this fight is.
Yeah. So, I hope you've all enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to support any of the channels you're watching. Also, thank you to Commissar Roach for creating this series and being our DM for it all. And thank you to all of these guys for joining me. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7:30 BST, with more, and hopefully none of us will have any sort of issues with our computers.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not a bad thing. This is genuinely trying to wish you well, because my God, have you had trouble, and it's like a new thing every week, and I'm so sorry for you, because
Rival, it's okay.
I never
We love you
wish
still.
computer trouble on anyone, but we will see you
Okay.
next time. Also, just a little bit of a plug, because me and Rival are both in it. If you're into tabletop stuff, this Saturday will be part 2 of the Call of Cthulhu game that I'm running and DMing. The Curse of St. Craythorn, the first case of the Kingfisher Files, part 2, where we actually meet Rival's character this time. As long as nothing goes wrong, touch wood, touch wood, touch wood. And we will see you guys then. Bye-bye, guys.